Hey everybody, Shay here for a new manga chapter delve. This time we're going to be taking a look at Attack on Titan, Volume 1 by Hajime Isayama, and of course we're on a new channel now. It's a new start. It's been about 7 months since the posting of the last manga delve I was doing. I think I've learned a couple things off of the last manga delves. They're on the channel if you want to check them out for My Hero Academia or Demon Slayer or Blam. Adding to the pool of manga out there, this one was voted by the community as the next one to take a look at, and I bought the entire set on last year's manga haul. I got a lot of manga that I need to get through and I need to read, but I would like to bring as many as possible to this channel. And for a quick rundown for those of you who are new here, this is going to be an analysis, deconstruction as I go. It's going to be a blind read, so be careful with the spoilers in the comments below, not just for me, but some people will follow these as blind watchers as well, and so don't spoil things for people along the way. Yeah, we'll try to keep it, try to contain yourselves. I know this thing has gotten a lot of acclaim in the manga community. I know that the fandom is pretty active out there because the series came to an end, which is why I bought the entire series in one sweep. But I know nothing about the series outside of the fact that there are humans that go up against these Titan things, these giant things that I guess try to take out cities. I'm not sure. I don't know. I haven't even read the back of one of these books, and so I'm going to read this with you now. Now, theoretically, these shouldn't be spoilery because this is what makes you pick up a book and buy it and commit to a series. But let's give it a go. The desperate battle begins. For the past century, what's left of mankind has hidden in a giant, three-walled city trapped in fear of the bizarre giant humanoids known as the Titans. Little is known about where they came from or why they are bent on consuming humankind. But the sudden appearance of an enormous Titan is about to change everything. So we got a lineup here of, I'm assuming, I mean, if that's a lot of characters. But I mean, My Hero Academia had a lot of characters too, right? And it was praised for the hit anime, a visceral and fantastically intense action horror story, Japan's equivalent of The Walking Dead. Well, I did not know that. I didn't know that it was going to be that cray-cray. But in any case, here we go. Let's crack into it and let's see what it looks like. I don't even know what the art looks like on these books. I've never even opened the cover. And so this manga wastes no time with the crack open of the spine here. First page is right away. No intro page, no cover page, no nothing. None of that. We're going to get started. So that day, the human race remembered the terror of being dominated by them and the shame of being held captive in a birdcage. So this is already, it might be a flashback possibly. There's a Titan just peeking over the edge of the wall there. And we got a pretty decent splash page here to set the setting and the theme. Episode 1, to you, 2,000 years from now. To you, 2,000 years from now. That's the name of the story, I see. And then there's the actual splash page. Oh, there's only 4 chapters in this, so they're longer, way longer chapters than I've been used to in My Hero Academia and Demon Slayer and even Blam. These are chunky. These are chunky. I'm going to be here a while. Okay. Let's buckle up. Now this matters, and this is the first part of the piece I was talking about with the narrative deconstruction. I'll try to pause and give you some explanation as I go. Why this is important for me to know, this page 1 to 55, is I basically do math in my head really quickly about how many pages that is, 54, and then I divide it by 4, and it generally gives me benchmarks for where to look out for certain beats and certain act changes throughout the telling of this particular story. So the first one, episode 1 that we're going to be doing, and I'll try to catch those. I am reading blind, and I am going to be speculating heavily along the way based on the signals that the story gives me. I don't intend to be right all the time. That's what speculation is all about, but it's about me just training myself to read the signals, see what the signals are trying to say, and see if the writer is intentionally trying to drop subtext that is hidden between either the words or the writing or the scenes or the outcomes of events. I'm just trying to see if the writing is formulated in a way that is, in my belief, sort of hooking into a human's subconscious expectation of storytelling, which comes from oral tradition. So there's, without going too deep into it, this is a very deep kind of study for me. And so there you go. I'm going to bring you along on this journey and see if it's right or not. It doesn't have to be right? But I'm going to see if it's right or not. That's what the fun part of reading these things and deconstructing them is for me. So let's get started. We got all personnel. So we have military, right off the bat, prepare for battle. There's one target, kill it without fail. Just as we practice split into 5 groups, will be the decoys. 100 meters to target. All attack groups switch to vertical maneuvering. So a lot of army and military, strategy discussion here. A lot of activity on the page. Like the page just blew up with motion and activity as soon as the battle started. So that it's a nice visual cue there for it just makes it feel frenetic and feel active. So we got some roped spikes going on, probably to trip, like tripwires possibly. I read those as exclamation marks, but I'm not quite sure why they're pointing at a horse's ass. But I do see the motion line. It looks like someone's jumping. Oh, they hooked into the tree with the wire. Oh, that might be like a grappling, or like some sort of a zip line or some crap. Because away they go, swish. So that's probably it. Makes them almost like flyers. Good lord. We strike at the same time from all directions, and then here we go. Let's teach this thing the power of the human race. So that gives you the immediate premise and the theme that usually comes in the first sliver of the kind of stinger, the opening. It gives you the theme that you're about to experience for the rest of the story. Human survival, human, collective coming together in order to protect what they value. Separates the action, but there's likely going to be a connection here between whoever this character is leading the charge and the next characters we're going to get introduced to. Otherwise, why put them on the next page? So little things like that. It's just something to pay attention to because I don't have this dude's name yet, and guy could die. But I'm going to see if there's a connection later on or if there's some subtext again that I need to be paying attention to. Okay, so see you later, Eren, or this could be a flashback. I'm not sure if it is, but there's that black bar there, and as per the last manga that I've been reading, I'm very new to all of this, but as I learned, black panels represent flashback, so I'm not sure if that's just the eyes opening up, and it's just a visual cue there. Eren, wake up. Okay, there you go. Settled. It'll get dark if we don't go home now. So are they sleeping in the woods that the battle is going in on, or is this the flashback? We'll find out. Mikasa, oh, when did your hair get long? Okay, so they know each other, but time has passed. Were you really so sound asleep that you were still dreaming when you woke up? No, but I feel like I just had the longest dream. What was it? How can I remember? Eren? Why? Are you crying? 8:45. That's an interesting shot. Just a very still shot there. Symbolically, the reference of dream here is super important at the beginning of a story because there's I mean, if in fantasy, there's usually like a sign comes from a dream, or you have some vision that you can't control. So clairvoyance comes into it, or someone tells you the future. Someone tells you that someone reads your fortune, and so it's very subtly done here, and I'm not sure the meaning yet, but I'm keying into that as being obviously very important. He doesn't even know he's crying, so it's like he's some sort of conduit to something, and he's like I don't know, some sort of empath without even knowing it. And there's a splash shot of the city. Just got to give you context of the size of it and what keeps the Titans at bay. It looks very like Greek or Roman, or like that kind of motif going on there. There's some cannons rolling up, zipping in, or I don't know if that's a sound effect there, but getting prepared for the approach of a Titan, I assume. Now he's sniffing, so I don't know if he's still crying or what's going on there, or if he knows something, or he's just not expressing himself. We don't know. Don't tell anyone that I was crying. I won't. Okay, so whether he knows or not, he doesn't want anyone to know. Crying for no reason. Why don't you have your dad examine you? Oh, see, so it is sort of spontaneous. Don't be stupid. Like I can tell my old man about this. What are you crying about, Eren? So he's still crying, or so she did tell someone. She lied, or did he? So I feel like that. I mean, don't tell anyone. I won't. But then they're immediately talking about crying for no reason. Like, did he tell someone? Yeah, that's okay. Did Mikasa? Did I say Mikasa? Yeah, Mikasa get mad at you for something? Huh? What makes you think I'm crying? You reek of liquor. Oh, so he's got water in his eyes or something? What about your work? Oh, we're on gate duty today. So so these guys are on gate duty. Is he at gate duty? He seems kind of young though. We get hungry and thirsty hanging out here all day. What's the big deal if liquor happens to be among the rations sometimes? But in an emergency, would you be able to fight drunk? Huh? What kind of emergency? I don't believe this. It's obvious. I'm talking about if they broke down the wall and invaded the town. So that's he's got Titan sense. Hey, Eren, don't suddenly raise your voice like that. The doctor's son... Oh, okay, so his father's a doctor. The doctor's son has spirit. If the bastards break through the wall, we'll be on top of the situation. But I tell you, that hasn't happened in 100 years. So they've gotten lazy and complacent. That's a great sign. There's always a sign in narrative, the doubt that gets cast. It's something will go wrong because of this doubt, and then it'll kick the protagonist off into the journey. Something that gives them a reason to sort of fight or to discover their path or their destiny. It's probably going to happen with something bad happening to these guys. So that's the first speculation up front based on those signals. But it's dangerous to feel at ease like this. My father says so. Well, you may be right. I'm not going to second guess Dr. Yeager. Jägermeister? The alcohol? This town's benefactor. Okay, so his father's not only a doctor, it's the town's benefactor. When you become a soldier, you get your chance to see him hanging around outside the wall while you're on wall defense duty or whatever. So they've been around, they just haven't broken through the walls, is how I'm understanding this. For 100 years. They just... Oh, they still take them out. That's right. They have defenses. They just never breached the wall. I see. So that might be the foreshadow right there. Oh, this might be... Oh. Okay, he's coming. This might be a vision he had. Oh, black borders. Hey. Right up front. Black borders. Oh, he probably saw this. He probably saw it, some sort of or maybe saw... No, he didn't see this whole thing. That's probably happening now. I'm not sure. Let's move on, though. But intriguing. That might be... I might be stitching some stuff together there retroactively. And I just can't picture him even putting a dent in this 50-meter fortress. 160 feet. Just conversion on the fly. Then you're not even prepared to fight him in the first place, are you? Nope. What the hell? So stop calling yourself a garrison and make it the Wall Construction Corps instead. That ain't a bad idea either. But Eren... You have soldiers on active duty when the situation has gone to hell. On the other hand, when the guys are and I are mocked as good-for-nothing sponges, that tells you we're all living in a time of peace. Am I right? Hell, I can't understand those guys in the Survey Corps who want to go outside the wall. Oh, so they're like scouts. They're actually on the search to see where they're all at, and then they're like proactive hunters. But if they want to have fun playing war, let them, I say. We don't have to go outside the wall for our whole lives. We can eat, sleep, and survive just fine in here. Isn't that like being a caged animal? What a crackpot. Don't tell me. He wants to join the Survey Corps. Eren. You should change your mind about joining the Survey Corps. Huh? What? You're gonna laugh at the Survey Corps too? Clang, clang, clang. So the alarm bell's going off, and here we go. The Survey Corps is coming. The front gate's opening. The heroes are back. Let's go, Mikasa. So he's already got the spirit of the hero. He wants to be more. He wants to get out on the front lines. He wants to be more proactive and basically fight for freedom. Like he doesn't want to be a caged animal, like a bird cage here. He wants to get out there and take ownership of the land back or something. So he's already got that air of that. The destiny is calling out to him. Crap, I can't see with all the people. So this is going to be a return, but let's see if there's going to be like bad news dropping here. I'm going to count the pages out here just so I can contextualize things. So I'm going to roll it back here because I need to talk about the first transitionary point, which is Act 1 to Act 2. You remember me talking about the whole dream reference here, and that there's a symbolic connection there with the hero or the protagonist sort of being given an indication of what their destiny, the path, they're like revealing the path of their destiny, and usually a signal from a story perspective that the quest is about to start. That's what it felt like here. And then we have this very quiet scene here where you're just supposed to absorb this. He's crying. He doesn't know he's crying. That's very like there's a meaning there. There's something vital there about him not understanding that he's getting his destiny's calling out for him. And then of course we have this splash page here, which is a very good transition point because it's literally the double page here. It's like let's take a break, take a breather. We went from this calm here, take a breather. Hey, know what you might be fighting for one day. And then we are going to Act 2. The Act 2 is all about exploring the environment you're in, the world that you're in. You're going to get some world building pieces in this section here. You're going to meet new characters is usually when they get introduced. we're in the city. We learn about the walls. We learn about it's like being in a cage. We learn about the different the crews, the different corps that exist. So that's some exposition dropping here. That's Act 2A, and then of course we get to the point where, okay, where's the false victor? Where's this going to turn around and then create a catalyst? Okay, where's the heroes are coming back? Heroes are coming back. It's like a elation, like he's excited about it. He really wants it, because it's part of his, again, the destiny. It's the callback to Act 1 here about, like, we don't get told here, but there's something going on here that makes him feel connected to something else, and that mystery is it's sort of bound to his character by him saying, being the, like, why are we caged in here like animals? We should be out there type of thing. He didn't say that, but that's what I've taken away from it, And then, of course, he wants to see the heroes return. Now, my gut feeling here is going to be that something bad has happened, and that's going to create a catalyst event, and that's going to be our Act 2B. So the second part of the middle section of the story, which is still going to give us more characters and exposition, but it's going to turn into a catalyst for the Act 3. So crap I can't see with all the people. Now he might be looking for someone in specific or to see the damage, or I'm not sure why he's eager to find out, like maybe his father's in there. Well, his father's the benefactor. Oh, maybe that one guy is the father, maybe, and I don't know. Let's find out. Okay, so Mumble, lots of injuries. This guy lost his eye. This guy lost his arm. These guys have likely seen better days here. Are these the only ones that made it back? Okay, so we've lost. There's definitely a loss of life. Looks like another massacre this time. Even though over 100 of them set out on the survey, there are less than 20 people here. Did the rest get eaten? Braun. So someone's screaming for Braun. Excuse me, I don't see my son Braun here. Where's my son? Well, probably some bad news. It's Braun's mother. Bring it here. Oh God, not it. No, don't show the head. Don't show the head to them. No, you're not. You did not. No. I'm looking ahead. What are you showing her? Don't show her head. Come on. Oh, it's a hand. Braun's hand is all that was left. They're gonna show the mom the hand. That's all we were able to get back. Oh my God, that's disgusting. I don't know if I would. At that point, just say it's gone. Jeez. It's nasty. But my son was useful to you, wasn't he? Okay, so looking for meaning for the sacrifice. Even if he didn't achieve anything directly, his death brought humanity one step closer to beating them back, right? There's usually this idea of a death that happens in the transition point, and sometimes it doesn't have to be a literal death. In this case, it was many deaths. If 100 got sent out, 20 made it back, 80 obviously died, so it's literal in this case, but it's more than that. It's more than that in just this panel alone. It's symbolically, there's a bigger death going on here. There's the death of freedom, and why am I saying freedom? Because that's a signal and that's a theme that is coming out from who I assume is the protagonist, who's the carrier of that message and that theme. And it feels like he's got that spirit in him to fight for that, life. And this is all saying right now is like she's eager that, man, if you're going out there and people are dying, this better be leading to something, it better not be useless. So a meaningless death, right? So that's the symbolic death is more important than the death right here. It's the death of their freedom. And then of course. And he's sort of quiet, so he could be lying, but at that point you just lie to make people feel better. But is it the truth? And then that might be something else that comes up later, right? Our survey this time too, we accomplished nothing. Okay, so he was not lying. Because of my incompetence, all I did was get my soldiers killed. We didn't get any closer to finding out what those things really are. So they're trying to find the truth. So there's a bit of a truth journey going on here by the survey team. Also a very cool, very macro level theme and pattern that happens in storytelling, especially fantasy storytelling. So that's cool. That's just awful. If only they'd stayed inside the wall, they'd all be safe and sound. Soldiers are nothing but a waste of our taxes. It's ridiculous. So basically our taxes are being used to fatten up those bastards by providing them with snacks. So he's going to get angry. He's going to blow up here. Oh, conk. Something just knocked this guy. Who? Did you just... Was it her? No, it was probably him because he's screaming. He seems to be screaming. She's pulling him away. What do you think you're doing, you little shit? So yeah, it was him. I mean, the story is, the layer that, it's fun. It's fun because I like to see how things stitch together narratively. I like how things come together, how the characters develop. But the subtext, man, the subtext is what I love, man. It's just trying to see how the craft is done. Love it. Have your feelings about joining the Survey Corps changed? Huh? I feel bad news coming. Act 2 to Act 3. This is the sign of potential. This is like the loss of hope right here. That they're doing all of this for nothing. So there's the warning of the death of freedom, as I called, but we're not at the end of Act 2B yet. So this is likely going to escalate, is my call. We're home. Welcome back. You two are late. Yeah, well, some stuff happened. Huh? Dad, you're going out now? Yeah, I have to see a patient 2 towns up. Eren said he wants to join the Survey Corps. I always read that like it's shouting, but I don't think that's how it's meant in manga. I just think the characters fill up the bubbles differently, but then when they get translated, the font keeps changing. But I always read this as if it's like the louder the font, the more it's screaming, But that's not always the case. Even when they're screaming and they go small font as well because there's not room in there, right? I don't know. So it always throws me off though. Mikasa, I told you not to tell them. Eren, what are you thinking? Do you know how many people have died because they dare to venture outside the walls? So this is the prevention of going on the quest. This is the holding the protagonist back from accepting their destiny and facing that destiny with resistance. It's kind of being set up right here. And of course, we know that something's going to have to happen as a catalyst that's going to push them off the edge. That's the moment I'm waiting for in this particular chapter. We'll see if it happens. Yes, I know. Eren, why do you want to go outside? I hate the idea of spending my whole life inside the wall, ignorant of what's happening in the world outside. And besides, if there's no one to carry on, everyone who died up to now will have died in vain. So giving meaning to the nothingness, the people dying in vain, means something to him. So there you go. I see. Well, I'd better be going. The boat leaves soon. Wait, honey. Talk some sense into your son. Kalura. It doesn't matter what anyone says. There's no holding back an inquisitive mind. Eren, when I get home, I'll show you what's in the basement that I've been keeping secret all this time. Really? So, I mean, that's feels tropey to me. Like something's about to happen to the father, and he's going to have to get, I see the key as a symbol. I love that that's symbolically the key to your future, the key to your destiny, the key to moving forward and to bring about change. Like being, there's something so symbolic about that, right? Key to unlocking the truth. There's so many things that can be done here, and that'll be the catalyst for Eren to move forward in his, whatever his destiny is going to be, but he's going to uncover it, and he's going to be on that on the macro levels quest, right? There's going to be the chapter is broken into these parts, but then I believe what I'm going to check here is whether or not the volume will break into these narrative pattern framework chunks, and then of course there's the entire series now, right? That theoretically could also break into the narrative patterns framework from a macro level. So I will try all of that. If I ever get around to all of it, then I will, of course, I'll try it. I won't let you do anything as foolish as joining the Survey Corps. What? Foolish? The way I see it, people who are satisfied living like caged birds are the real fools. Mikasa, that boy is foolhardy. So help him out if he gets into trouble. I will. Okay, she's going to go off. And here we go. So we're going to go back into an aggressive territory. There's a lot of lines and a lot of motion on the page right there. It's the balloons are all crooked and stuff, so before I even read it, it feels like something's about to get climactic very quick. They're probably drunk. I don't know. What's wrong, heretic? If it hurts, hit me back. No way. I'm not going to stoop to your level. It's because you know what I'm saying is right. That's why the only answer you have for me is your fists, and that's as good as admitting defeat. Shut up, you tricky bastard. Knock it off. What the hell are you guys doing? It's Eren. Now's our chance to kick the little bastard's ass. Huh? What? Forget it, Mikasa's with him. Wait, what? So Mikasa's with him and now they won't kick his ass? They took one look at me and ran away. Oh, what the hell is going on? They saw Mikasa and ran. Hey, you okay, Armin? What's with Mikasa, man? I can stand up on my own. You sure? So, when I said the human race should eventually go to the outside world, he punched me and called me a heretic. Damn it, why did people frown on even the slightest mention of wanting to go outside? Well, it's because we've lived here peacefully inside the wall for 100 years now. People are afraid that if we go out carelessly, they could get in. Royal government police says that even having an interest in going to the outside world is taboo. In other words, the king is a coward. You're right about that, but I wonder if that's the only reason. They're our lives. We can do what we want with them, right? Absolutely not. Thanks, Mikasa. No way. That reminds me, thanks a lot for ratting me out to Mom and Dad. I don't remember agreeing to keep it a secret. Well, she said she wouldn't say that he'd cry. that was just what she said. So how did they take it? Of course, they weren't pleased, naturally. What the hell, are you telling me to give up on it too? Look, I know how you feel, but come on, it's dangerous. So we got some more some doubt, or people trying to put doubt in the protagonist's mind, which of course he's not going to leave that path, that destiny, because he's got a call for it that's deeper than his words. It is a spirit, and he must pursue it. That's why it's destiny. So, I mean, for sure, I think the people who believe will be safe inside this wall forever have a screw loose just because the wall hasn't been breached in 100 years. There's no guarantee that they won't break through it today, for example. Foreshadowing. And then, bam! Huh? What was that? An earthquake? Let's check it out. Well, this is about the doom. This is the clairvoyancy from the beginning, looping back and creating a full circle at the end, possibly. Armin, what is it? Hey, what the heck are you looking at? Oh, smash! It can't be. That wall's 50 meters high. Well, that's definitely a hand. One of them, a Titan, and it's as big as the wall, or it's climbing said wall. You're all doomed. That day the human race remembered. We're going back to the beginning. The terror. Boom. Whoa, 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 whoa. That's a house. How big is this thing? Of being dominated by them. Okay. And the shame of being held captive in a birdcage. As everyone knows, 107 years ago, the entire human race, save for us, was devoured by the Titans. Oh, that's episode 2. Man, they could at least put a break here before going right into the next chapter, but they just roll. They just go for it. So that Titan is the size of the wall. Now, they're all different sizes from the looks of it. They're not all that size. But if that one Titan can break through, then they're done for, because all the other Titans will make their way through and eat the human race. So the transition point from Act 2B to 3 was him leaving the house. It was exactly 13 pages, so exactly 25% of the story. It does look like Hajime Isayama is following some sort of structure that is based on, I mean, it rarely fails. Honestly, I've done this for over 20 years to every kinds of media. It rarely fails that writers, even whether they're doing it subconsciously or intentionally, they tend to write stories in a way that always has these very, very, especially if they're, how should I word this? I'm gonna tangle up my what I was about to like switch topics on you right there. So let me finish the first thought. Even if it's subconsciously done, a good writer will accidentally put things into these blocks because it just feels right to them. And the way that the audience then can validate whether or not it felt right to them, even if subconsciously, is that a property ends up becoming pretty famous. Now, why did it become famous and not something else? It probably has to do with the fact that there's a narrative structure behind this that is fulfilling the subconscious expectations of an audience to be told stories, or, I mean, again, back to oral tradition, to be told stories in a way that sort of maps to subconscious expectations. And here we go. I constantly go into things just seeing if it's possible that they'll break it, and this one does not. And because at page 13, this page change happens right here, where he says, the people who choose to stay in the city are the actual fools. And this is the closure of Act 2. This is him making a decision, and then we go back and we do a scene change to where these bullies, I guess, are, you know, beating up his pal, and then it's just an exchange again. Are you sure? Are you sure? It's going to be impossible. And of course, the catalyst is something goes, the worst happens. The worst happens to the city, and so now they have to face the fact that, yeah, everything this guy has kind of felt is going to be put in front of the entire the remaining civilization in order for them to deal with it, and all of this is going to come to head. I think a lot of people are going to die, or I mean, they'll transform because of it. A lot of these characters will become will have different meaning. One quick check here is how long are the rest of the chapters? Are they usually the same length? Then we're talking about 52 pages or so, 53, 54. Yeah, they're about the same size, off by a couple pages. So this one looks like it's going to go faster because they're a lot more chunkier. Now, the other great thing about from a patterns deconstruction analysis perspective is that because there are 4 chapters here, I can literally go Act 1, Act 2A, Act 2B, Act 3. And so I will be analyzing these as if they fall into that more the higher level act structure for the volume itself. I'm going to be seeing if the patterns fit here. And so I've already talked about it a little bit in this first quarter here, which is chapter 1, right? At the midway point, there's that idea of like the death, or the just flip to it, like literally the midway point. You know, the idea of humans taking agency over their existence again, and it's sort of exemplified right here in that pivotal point. It's then a question of that particular topic right here when he goes home and says he's going to go out there and put his life on the line for this idea, for these ideals, and everyone calls him crazy, but he basically says, you know, no, you're crazy, I'm leaving. So that's how you can summarize these pieces, these beats, and now, you know, think of that idea, but how it fits into the bigger picture here. You know, there's going to be some moment at the end of Act 2. I'm going to speculate for the entire volume now because they're in 4 parts, so why not? Speculating at the end of episode 2, it's going to be that potential. There's going to be a more explicit catalyst. Remember how I said at the beginning of an Act 2 is usually an exploration of your environment, the setting, introducing new characters, concepts, the rules of the setting, the rules of the narrative that you're about to read. Well, we're going to be introduced to the rules of how the Titans work, or at least how they conduct themselves. I can't flip past this because I'll spoil myself. But, you know, they're about to take out the city. Are they actually eating all the humans? If they do, okay, well, can they be taken down? How can they be taken down? All those rules need to be explored in these next 2 chapters here, and that's probably going to involve a lot of dying, just because this being the first volume. It's probably going to be just a kind of a dark start. Not a death, it's going to be a symbolic death. If not a symbolic death, it's going to be something. It's going to be something that I guarantee you I'm going to be able to point out the sign and the signal that represents the same idea of what it means of something dying, because it's not always literal. Sometimes it's figurative, metaphorically, whatever. Yeah, I'll find it. At the end of chapter 3 is what I'm calling. And then chapter 4 is all about Eren embracing the person that he's going to be, and he's going to embrace the destiny that he will find himself on. That's the core aspect of this character in 3 very key scenes in chapter 1. I've marked off 3 points here that are going to be, if not important to chapter 2, it's going to be important to the volume itself. I have a pseudo pattern called the rule of 3s. Generally, if something happens twice or repeats twice, I try to remember it, because it's going to, I look for the 3rd one. In this particular case, it's this reference to the birdcage here. Now, it happens on the first page, which is the premise or the theme. In this particular case with 50 pages, it's going to happen in the first 1 to 3 pages. It's going to be like, it's what sets up the theme and the premise. And sometimes it's not explicit, it's subtextual. In this particular case, you know, I think it gives us a pretty good symbolic indication that's going to carry through to the other pieces I've talked about freedom and the death of freedom, and like the search for that, or to rekindle that, or agency of humankind and all that stuff. So we have the birdcage, captive in a birdcage. So that the main character feels like they're trapped in a birdcage. Now that would have just been, you know, it could have just been a throwaway kind of poetic line there. Because it happens on the first page, super important. The fact that it repeats here in the Act 1, where he runs into the other core and they're talking about like, we can just stay caged our whole lives. That's not how they say it, but that's how it's interpreted, because then of course he says like being a caged animal. So he's personally against the idea of feeling like a caged animal, in the birdcage in the city. And then of course we have the one with the family, where another cast of doubt, where the mother is like, you know, people who venture outside of the cage essentially get themselves killed, and then he rebuttals with, no, those people who stick inside the cage are actually the ones that are the fools, and it's like, that's no life at all, like the death of freedom. And then of course we have it coming back around to the very last page here, which I have a pseudo pattern called the mirror pattern. Generally, I try to look for something that if something stands out to me, in this particular case, it happens on the first page, then I look for like an equal span of where that mirror pattern might happen again, and this is of course on the last page. the same, I'll expand on that. If it happens on the 3rd page in this particular case, or between 3 and 5, then I expect it to happen in the last 3 to 5 pages. And it's just like, that's just something I look for because I've seen it so many times that I look out for it. There's also the rule of threes that pops up with the cast of doubt or cast of denial towards our protagonist going on the journey. There's, of course, the sister saying, I think it's when they're walking through the city. I mean, I can't find it now, but I know it's around this part right here. Oh, it's right here, but she's not in this panel. So she says, Eren, you should change your mind about joining the Survey Corps. So that's the first cast of doubt. The second cast of doubt is, of course, the mother in that scene where he talks about the birdcage, which, again, it's also connected to the part where he says the freedom and the cage stuff. And then it's the third time where he's helping his buddy against the bullies, and the buddy is then casting doubt. That's the rule of threes right there. And of course, that's once the third one happens, crap's gonna go down. It does. Cabango. And then that's the important part. What else can I talk about that's a symbolic carryover that I want to carry through? Oh, it's right here. So right here, you see how we go where we get the introduction, right? We get the stinger, but we flip the page in the very first panel of the first chapter. What does it show? It shows what looks like a pair of wings right here, and these wings looks like a crest that belongs to the Survey Corps, which the protagonist Eren wants to join. And so it goes again. Let's connect the symbols, right? We got the bird cage, very much on the first page, so very vital to the story that's going to happen. He feels like a bird trapped in a cage. He wants to be a bird that flies free, right? And then we have the what's the carryover for that? He wants to be part of the Survey Corps. They're the ones that go out there into the free world, right? The beyond the walls. They're symbolically associated to wings or freedom and flight. In art school, I had one of my longest running series was, I mean, it still is, like I very much focus on wings and birds in the art that I do because it representation of freedom of creativity, freedom of thinking, and stuff like that is very important to me. So that's, I mean, this one stands out to me quite actively. And then of course we have this the vertical where they go, we're moving in, everyone go vertical. They threw me off at the first because I thought they were going to do a tripwire, but no, then they actually go vertical. They fly through the woods, they fly through the trees, and I thought that was a kind of a very cool symbolic carryover with that symbol. Oh man, there was one more that threw me off right here. So with Mikasa, where the battle happens, like they're all getting wrecked here, and then the scene changes. But look at the first panel on that scene change, right? We don't even have a shot of the face of Mikasa, of the sister. We have a shot of just her neckline, her scarf, and her shoulders, and then what calls out the pay attention here, by the way, but it's subtle and it's almost a throwaway, is that he then says a throwaway line which says, like, when did your hair get so long? And I was like, what does that even mean, right? What I mean, subtextually, I feel like I understand what it meant. I'm just trying to keep some of that to myself, but I mean, but I might as well not. He's coming back from some memory or some vision, or and this is a crazy thought here, this has all already happened. And this is all a flashback. I don't know why I'm thinking that, but that black strip here, maybe there's like some sort of symbolic, like manga style, like in the design itself, that is coming back from a flashback. And so from the future to get into a flashback, but anyways, I mean, it's even hard to explain. But the reason why I say that is, how did your hair get so long? It's that her hair here is longer than her hair here. I also feel like the shirt is possibly different. This doesn't look like a button-up shirt, and I see a button right there. Also, it's the what's right in the middle of that panel from an art design perspective. It's the crosshair, and it's the scarf. So I don't know what's the vital importance of the scarf, but it's something I need to keep in mind going into the next chapters because I feel like it's going to matter. And so she gets her hair cut, so I think that's the future. He's waking up from the future, and somehow he's focusing on the scarf. It's almost like an anchor is what I call an anchor in characters or in character development or plot progression. It's some way for the protagonist to sort of get brought back or to remember things, usually important to the catalyst or something like that later on. But something to keep in mind is the last one, I think. Oh, the fact that this date is in a black is also possibly where I got the idea that maybe this is him kind of going back. So like, hey, this is the year we're in. It could be something different, but this is the year we're in, but he's almost getting reminded that he's in this year or something like that is how I kind of read that. I'm not sure. So that's kind of where I'm going right now. Beyond the key, just maybe getting access to something that will be useful for that chapter 4, because there's usually this pattern I call the secret weapon. It's something that's handed off to the protagonist, and it's going to like be a pivotal point for that character to kind of get reinvigorated. Take all of what he's amassed, whether it's like all the stuff from Act 2, so all the characters that were met, all the connections made, all the lessons learned in the chapters 2 and 3 in this particular volume, unlocked by the key. He's going to get some item or some secret weapon. This is what I call it in that pattern, again, because it can be symbolic, it can be literal, and then it's going to go into the 4th pattern set, and it's also going to be a key to unlock that narrative piece too. The narrative piece being, you know, how does it unlock the entire series, right? The premise of this guy being a symbol for freedom and taking the fight to the Titans. So there you go. There's the wrap up and speculation. I can't say it enough. Please be careful with the spoilers in the comments below. I'm not saying anything because I know anything. I'm absolutely speculating blind. And part of the fun of this is going as a reaction series, analysis series, is that audience members that do know what's going on, you know, you're following along and you're seeing how wrong I get something or how right I get something. And sometimes I'm completely off the mark. I don't want to restrict people from communicating. You know what I mean? That kind of defeats the whole purpose of also doing this and creating a conversation. It's just happens to be a blind series that it's more fun to experience, not only by me, but by the audience, to see, again, like I said, how wrong or right I get with these predictions as I go based on the narrative patterns frameworks that I like to investigate so fondly. So if you aren't subscribed already and you just discovered this channel, you like what you saw, please consider doing so. And of course, like this episode. It helps people find the channel, and it lets me know that you're interested in this content so I come back sooner. And of course, as always, I will catch you in the next stack of episodes. Don't forget to explore, engage, and inspire, buddy. Peace. Hey everybody, Shay here. Welcome to a manga delve on Attack on Titan Volume 1 by Hajime Isayama. We're going to be doing a book 2 or episode 2 that day. And before I get started, I mean, it's important to point out, because I didn't because it was when I was creating the wrapper for the video you're seeing, the thing on the bottom, right? When I was putting in the title of the episode and I typed it in, I was like, wait, how did I not talk about that? So to you, 2,000 years from now. So I mean, as a title for episode 1, that's pretty significant. I mean, that like suggesting that this one right here, this episode here, or this book episode, they're calling them episodes. This episode chapter, is it a message from the past? Is it, you know what I mean? Because we're getting that indication that there's some shenanigans going on with this thing with a vision or something, right? But then it's like to you 2,000 years from now is like someone wrote something. Is this a telling of a story? Remember when I made that comment? Oh, now it's come back to me. That was a good live right there. Maybe this is all like a flashback. I mean, I don't know. Was it maybe was it a vision 2,000 years ago, and then someone wrote down these events would happen, and then somehow they're giving this says I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm even getting tangled up just like by that title. I'm just calling it out because I need to keep it in mind, because it stood out as something that was it was an odd approach to a title, especially for the first episode chapter of a book. So let's get into episode 2, That Day. As everyone knows, 107 years ago, another numerology thing, right? So this is 100 years, and the 7 is important from a holy number perspective. The entire human race, save for us, was devoured by the Titans. Also, the fact that this starts in a book right here, it's the first panel. I mean, I just said the whole thing is this to you, right? That the title here now is a little bit more relevant. To you, 2,000 years from now. Was it put in a book, right? Was this already history? I don't know, man. I'm trying to work out the thoughts as I go, but I got to say them out loud, otherwise they won't retain. It looks like a speech going on here. Following that, our ancestors constructed mighty walls that the Titans couldn't get over, and thus successfully secured a safe, Titan-free domain. That is, until 5 years ago. I'm sure many of you present there, 5 years ago, when tragedy struck again. I like how the font's getting larger, and look, I mean, I like the juxtaposition of I mean, because it's big here, and I just thought, is it because it's supposed to complement the kind of woodcut look of this, the romantic era etching or woodcut? Like, that's kind of the feeling I get from here. William Blake, Francesco Goya, I mean, he's got the, to be fair, he's got the Saturn devouring sun, which reminds me very much of what the whole Titan thing, which is probably what motivated me to check this series out, because I've got an art history background. Goya is one of my favorite artists out there, so is William Blake as a etcher, woodcutter, poet, maniac, creating his own religion. I don't know. Anyways, the philosophies. Anyways, I'm getting that vibe here, but but back to my point is I like the juxtaposition of that right there. That it feels like he's screaming, so that he can get heard over the open space, you know. I like that idea, the visual there. Cool. And then we got... oh, so this has to be a flashback. Anyways, I'm seeing black lines there. I'm trying to key into what that could mean. He might be having a vision there or something. I'm not sure, because where we left off, a Titan was definitely peering over the wall and smashed through the, I guess, gate or wall or something. They broke it down. I'm saying gate here because, again, it's a bit of a callback to... I mean, I like that shot right there, that you go through this this shot right here. This establishing shot is what they're called, right? You're in the city right here, but they're focusing on the gate right here, right? The gate, they're focusing on the gate here. And then there's is there a comment? I forget if there was a comment or not, but in any case, then I saw like something smash it through, and I didn't know what the damage, like where was this damage? Like I see a foot right there, right? Smashing through something. I have to assume it's likely through the gate. I think there's a comment of like, they can't get through or something, something about the gate. Anyways, maybe it's a flat, maybe I'm inventing it at this point. Let's move on. So, we have peering over. We got people in shock here. No way. Even the biggest Titans are less than 15 meters tall. For its head to stick out over a 50-meter wall, it's moving. About 50 feet. Wait, didn't I just say 50 feet? 50-meter wall. Wait, what's 50 feet? 15 meters. Oh, Jesus. 15 meters. About 50 feet. Okay, got it. Anyways, it's moving. So it's not only... I mean, it's the size of the wall, and he's winding up a kick right there. So it looks like another smash-a-rooney's going to happen. We get the... yeah, there it is. So there's the visual send back to episode 1, chapter 1. Why are they calling them episodes? Maybe it sounds more like epic or something like that way. I'm not sure. Anyways, kicks open the gate. So everyone's freaking out. So the rubble is coming in like meteors here, shattering some of the roofs of the homes. Why is he smoking like this, though? That's throwing me off. Oh, he's smoking right here, too. Oh, so it's not just like clouds of dust. Like this Titan is releasing some sort of smoke, or I don't know. Maybe that's like a sulfur. I'm not sure what that is, right? He's kind of red. I don't know. It made a hole in the wall. Okay, so maybe it wasn't a gate. Maybe it was just a hole in the wall. He made his own gate. And now the 15-meter asterisk 50 feet. Titans are going to be running in. Okay, so we got some panic looks here. Ooh. Oh, actually, before I move on, I mean, we're in the beginning of this thing here, but like, I noticed that right there, that symbol right there. That's the third symbol I've seen now. I've seen the wings. I've seen roses for the dudes. I think the characters saying on the wall were the roses, and now we have the swords. So I don't know if this is militia. I'm not sure. Just pointing it out. Just noting it out. Now, both of you run. We have to get out of here before the Titans get in. Interesting perspective there. Makes him look completely mangled. Like drawn all out of scale and stuff. But no, that's just a dramatic perspective. And then she's afraid. Eren, those pieces of the wall fell near the house. Uh-oh. Mom's at home. Uh-oh. Double uh-oh. Ulp. Sorry, buddy. I don't know if I feel good about your life right now. It's too late. This town will be overrun by Titans. Of course, everyone's freaking out. There's no way my house was hit. I'm sure she's already escaped. When I round that corner, my house will be there. Just like always. Just like always. See, what kind of comment is that if it's not supposed to be an important comment? You know, it's when you say stuff like forever, eternity, infinity, like always, like I don't know, I always key into words like that. Like it's on repeat or something. I don't know. Mom. She's under the rubble. Eren, is that you? This might be bad news, earlier than I anticipated. Mikasa, hold that. We're gonna move this pillar. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. What's that? Wah! Is that a scream? Oh, someone else is getting wrecked? I was screaming from outside. Everyone's panicking. I mean, I'm wondering about her, man. Like the Mikasa. It's throwing me off, man. And so they're in the town at this point. He's checking it out. He's taking a peek. And things are about to go to crap, yeah. Mikasa, hurry. I know. Hurry up. Is that her asking? The Titans got inside, didn't they? Oh, that's the mom asking. Eren, take Mikasa and get out of here. I'd love to, so let's hurry up and get you out. Come on, let's get out of here together. My legs got crushed by the rubble. Even if you get me out, I can't run. You understand, don't you? I'll carry you. Oh yeah, this is gonna go south real quick. Why don't you ever listen to me? Oh, she's already... Come on, don't end it like this. Don't end it like this. At least obey me this last time. Mikasa. No, No! They're freaking out. A lot of freaking out. Going towards the house there. The art is weird to me. I mean, it's okay, but I'm definitely not like I'm not 100%. Yeah, I'm not sure how to critique the art, and I don't want to come out sounding negative. It's odd to me. It's awkward to me. The anatomy is awkward to me. But it could be stylistic choice, and I'm all for. I'm always trust me. Expression over realism. I always take that, and so. But I'm struggling with: is this expression? Is this an expression of the mangaka, the art style, or is it like I'm not sure, or is it just like the it's on that boundary of whether it's skill and intentional or whether it's like a natural and it's going to come out negative. Amateur, not that it's amateur, but you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know, man. I don't know how to explain it, and I don't want to come out negative. There's just something that's a little bit odd to me, but it sort of it maybe fits because I'm getting used to it, and that's the great thing with manga and expression. Just taking the expression approach with an art style is that it's the same art. And so eventually you're going to adapt to the art style, and it's not going to be about you looking for it being perfect, which is not what I'm trying to say here about the art. It's that it's sitting in this middle line of where I can't figure out if it's technique or it's expression. And I don't know if one's failing and one's succeeding. So it's hard for me to have an opinion on it. Anyways, we're going to move on. A little bit of interruption there. Okay, Mr. Hannes. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Are these the rose dudes? I'm not sure if I'm seeing. I'm not sure. I can't. My eyes are a little blurry. Yes, even with glasses, I need new ones. Okay, it's COVID. Okay, I can't get past. So what we got? Both of you get away from here. Hurry up, Mikasa. At this rate, all three of us will. And then he comes running. Are these wings? No, they're roses. But I see that rip line. You know. But, it's a sword. Oh, the sword dudes. Okay, just keep going. Wait, you mustn't fight it. Oh, this guy's probably going to get wrecked. Okay, moving on. Take the children and get away. Don't underestimate me, Kulara. Okay, so Kulara, was that the name of the mother in chapter 1? I got a comment that says that they mistranslate or something. And that it's Carla is how I think it's supposed to be. Somewhere else, maybe in the animation. I'm not sure. But in any case, I'm seeing Kalura here. Kalura. I know it's fuzzy in this camera. I can't really see it. I'll slay this Titan and save all three of you. After what your family did for me, it's high time I paid back the debt. Blocks are like they're not speech bubble things. I have to guess who's speaking. It's weird. Sometimes different characters are speaking on panels with other characters represented in the panels. Listen, sometimes, man, just make it clear. Please. And he stops. He's still trying to lift. I'm assuming by the expression on that face. He sees the panic. Maybe he realizes something. Is that a sword gun blade thing? Like Squall in Final Fantasy VIII? Anyways, do I go with the sure thing and just rescue the kids? Or do I take a chance fighting the Titan to try to save the three of them? Well, that's a gamble you gotta decide, bro. Listen to Carla, or pay back my debt. What are you gonna do, bro? What are you gonna do? Oh, he's gonna go up against the Titan, pulling out the blade gun, I guess, gun blade. Looking at it, check. Did he put the blade gun away? He did. He's grabbing the kids. Thank you. Hey, Mr. Hands. I'm just gonna say Hands for now. Feel free to correct me. What are you doing? Hey, my mom is still. Eren, Mikasa. Survive. Okay, that's a interesting, important keyword there. Oh, Titan lags. Something's gonna go bad. And reaching in. No. Oh, jeez. Picking her up. Squirming. And not going to end well for Carla. Or Carla. Oh, yeah. Yeah, look away. Look away. This is gonna go bad. And, oh God, yeah. Snap. Well, they didn't even hide it. So, I mean, she did not die off panel. That is a confirmed death. In you go into the gullet. Okay, so I did not anticipate that happening so early. Let me get this out. I'm intrigued now. So it's every 10 pages or so is where the act structure is breaking in its quarters. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is the break of Act 1 right here. So if you think about what is the motivator for this particular arc here, right? The Act 1 into Act 2 transition, it needs to be something that kicks the protagonist into gear. Well, we got it right here. It's they're all getting, because, you know, we already know they're breaking in, right? There's already smashing the walls and stuff like that. But it comes to here where there's this moment where they're all like, we got to bail, we got to bounce. And then the protagonist, instead of bouncing and fleeing, finding cover, finding safety, he's running the other way because he's going back home to get the mom. So that's the quest now, is to save the mother. And that's how to interpret, like, what's the intention of this chapter, and what are they trying to achieve from a theme perspective. Well, it's something between Eren and his mom, Carla. Anyway, so that's but also the fact that they started with this teaser being, because I still don't see them unless that is Mr. Highs. See, that I'm making assumptions here, which I don't enjoy doing. Oh yeah, sword blade. Oh yeah, sword blade. So it had to be him. So that might be the callback. Like, remember this dude? He's gonna come back, and he might be some garrison guard. I mean, he's like maybe a leader or something. I don't know. We don't have enough context there. We are gonna have to get that back. I don't think it's gonna happen in this chapter anymore, because we've already passed that point. That's my speculation for this episode. Into Act 2B and 3, I don't think they're gonna talk about that stuff. That's just not where you do those kinds of things. Therefore, it's going to flip into probably the third chapter. They're going to get into that, and we're going to learn more about the exposition around who this guard is, if they're the garrison. Again, I'm making assumptions because I literally don't know. But anyways, that's the page 10. So we're going into an Act 2, 2A, and that's the flee to home, where we have the risk here, the escalations. We're going to get that. Remember that I talked about the whole death pattern, the false victories and stuff like that. So you have to symbolically or literally, you sort of listen for that moment of that escalation is going to happen with that death and false victories. So we might have them. Pay attention. Now we got the new character. So now the potential victory, right, has come here. He's got a debt to pay. So he wants to fulfill on that victory, and then he changed his mind. False victory, right? Could save the mom, changed his mind. He's going to take a different approach here, save the children instead. So false victory here. We're going to move on into 2B. That's a transition point right there, and it almost works out all the time. I'll point on it to you as we go. I mean, it's going to sound repetitious. That's why I don't know how long I can do these, because then you're just going to hear me say the same thing and talk these. Am I going to ruin everything for all of you? Am I going to ruin everything you read from here on forward? I'm not sure, but okay. Now we're going to go towards the false defeat pattern. I'm really simplifying these because there's 24 of these patterns. I just try to simplify to like 4 things that are easy for me to highlight when it's like shorter pages like this. But I mean, I could probably get granular on stuff like that. Every 2 pages I could probably talk to something that happens in that same equation, but I'm not going to get that granular. That's insane. Yes, I'm probably on that boundary. So that's pretty final. Now this was page 28. So in theory, there's 3 more pages where it would close off the Act 2B, and it's going to do the trigger, the catalyst that goes into Act 3. So we'll see where that ends up after this scene right here, I would imagine. Okay, so he has to come to terms with the fact that happened. He's probably gonna be pissed, of course. Did he just elbow him? He literally just elbowed him in the back of the head. Yeah, he did. Eren, what are you? I would have saved Mom in another few seconds if you hadn't been there. Well, he'll always think he might have, you know. So he throws him over his shoulder, but I mean, he'll never know. You know, it's always the whole thing, right? It's better to try and to fail than to not try and never know if you could have succeeded. It's one of the quotes I live by in my life because it's extremely important. So you couldn't save your mom because you weren't strong enough. That might be important. I'm going to keep that in mind. Why? Because I'm on the transition point from an Act 2B to 3. And so what gets said in these few I'm not even reading them yet, but what gets said in this scene is going to be important. I'm calling it. And it's going to be to do with strength. I don't face the Titan because I wasn't brave enough. Now he's crying. Now they're both crying. Congratulations. Now you made the grown man cry as well. I'm sorry. Wait, see, like, who's saying I'm sorry? Do you know what I'm saying? Just put don't swear. Put an arrow, man. You can't guess these things, man. This isn't My Hero Academia where all the bubbles are different shapes and sizes based on the characters, man. Anyways, I'm sorry. And then he's got nothing to say, so he starts crying. Oh, it's going back to the crying scene, though. Like, why are you crying? I'm sorry. And then she's just scratching her head like, What? She's just accepting it? Oh, this again. Like, who's saying that? Are you thinking this? Are you saying that? Is Mikasa saying this again? Is she the one? You know what I mean? Like, and it was always, yeah. And now we're doing a scene change here. So there's at least 3 things going on here that are important, right? There's because you weren't strong enough, so he's going to get the motivator to then get strong, right? He's going to have to find a way to get stronger so he doesn't let that happen again, because he's going to have to live with the fact that happened. That's going to be the catalyst memory that's going to always motivate him to become stronger and better. This is going to be an important character, at least for some time, because we're not getting a conclusion to this. We just got because I wasn't brave enough. So he made a decision. He could have fought the Titan, and he would have fought the Titan, but it sounded like he was doing this heroic thing for Carla's sake, but he was actually doing it because he was afraid he'd die to the Titan. So he did the easier of the tasks by saving them. But to be fair, I mean, even that's not a correct take, right? Because, I mean, he could have died. He wouldn't have been strong enough, and all of them would have just died. Okay, so like, and then we have her. I mean, there's just that one's not. It's an unspoken thing where I don't, and because I don't know how to interpret this. I don't know who's saying it. Oh, this again. So something happened to her. So there might be some subtext going on with she had to watch maybe her parents die, and she's not the sister, right? So there could be something like that going on. Because otherwise, why say something like this in a moment like this? That's and she's not crying about it. So that's an indicator, an emotional indicator in storytelling, right? As you're saying that they've already experienced it's a mirror pattern. So they've experienced something similar, and so you just say, well, what just happened? Okay, well, try to find out how you can interpret that and speculate, and then see if you're right. This boat's full. We're departing. They're bailing. So this city it was near a waterside, so it wasn't just a blocked in city. They weren't sitting ducks. Birds. They were ducks, water, so they could have been ducks. Okay, okay, keep going. It's too risky. What are you talking about? There are still people inside. If this gate is destroyed, it won't just be one town that's invaded by Titans. It won't just be one town. So there's different towns within the walls. And within these walls. This is the last civilization hub. But there's multiple towns, maybe. I don't know, I'm not... Or where are they going, you know what I mean? Are they fleeing to another town? They're just separated? I'm not sure. We'll keep going. What's left of human territory will fall back to the next wall. Okay, so definitely multiple walls that are... Okay. That's no reason to abandon the people who are right in front of us. Close the gate. Hurry. A Titan is charging towards it. There is a Titan? There is? I mean, I can't see it in the art right now, but I'll take your word for it, I guess. Stop it. What the hell is that thing? Our weapons aren't working. So I'm going to assume, they're screaming from the other side of the wall, and that was a Titan breaking through. Oh, I guess I should talk about, this is getting me a little bit closer to expressionism being the angle here, because, I mean, that perspective there, that they did they chose to the art style like this, like wonky looking like this, to really exaggerate perspective. And this isn't really that it's action, but it's dramatic, it's epic, and they really get because these are big beings, and so they have this opportunity to really distort them. And because they're Titans and they're monstrous, and they get to really exaggerate these forms and accentuate that monstrous look. That was cool. So smashing that, the sigil, breaking the wall. But that might be a representation of the spirit of the city, right? So the spirit of the city is getting destroyed. I mean, they keep showing it, so I feel like that has to be important too, as some sort of sigil. Yeah, this Juggernaut bitch right here, like he definitely just smashed through. He smashed through. So I mean, there's another hole, another vulnerability. The gate, it broke through. And then it's just Wall Maria. Oh, that's the name of the wall, maybe? Wall Maria? Do they have names? Do the walls have names? It's all over. Humanity is going to be destroyed by the Titans again. Is that a tear again? So crying theme, repeating. I'll never be able... Oh, see, hold on. That one's got the texture around the balloon. Maybe I should have paid attention to that. Okay, but that one doesn't. This again. So that was definitely... I'm associating it to her right now, because... Okay, and then I'm going to assume he's... Okay, these are thought bubbles. I'll never be able to go home again. Up to the end, all I could do was argue and be stubborn. Mom's gone. I'm never going to see her again. Why is this happening to us? Interesting shot there, looking at the hand there. There's, again, I'll talk about it in a sec. Is it because humans are weak? Okay, vital. Is crying the only thing the we can do. But that's an intriguing visual composition here while that statement's going on. Take the power in your own hands, like that kind of concept. And like, what does it... Why align those two images, you know? It's like he's... I mean, there's probably something else going on with this dude at this point, as I'm imagining there's something else going on. I'm going to destroy them. Oh, he's saying that one out loud. So he's giving an affirmation here. And crying some more. Every last one. Okay, so that's his statement. That's his vow. The hero's vow. The mission's going to start. Quest is about to go nuts here. Oh, and we're going back here. Oh, stop. Okay. Of those animals, every last one of those animals that's on this earth. 850. Am I going crazy? I know. Oh, what the... Oh. That was an interesting time to drop another year date. So, I mean, because I had no idea that 5 year... Oh, that was at the beginning of the chapter. 5 years ago. Literally. So this episode happens, then 5 years pass. Oh my God. It was right in the... But I thought they were talking about 5 years before this moment. Because the... Wait. Because the Titan smashed. Maybe I should keep reading because maybe it matters. Because, see, this is taking me back. Remember the whole cycle? I was talking about the whole... And then remember the whole repetition, the cycle, the thing that I like, the beginning, the end, the kind of mirror pattern in the rings, right? The story in rings, like that. Everything loops in on itself. So they did it in this... the mangaka did it in this chapter as well. Opened up with the shot, right? This spiel here. Open shot with the crest here. Is going to end with a crest here. I have to believe I'm at the end right now. So we have paid the price for 100 years of peace with tragedy. Given the sense of crisis at the time, we were ill prepared to cope with the sudden appearance of the Colossus Titan. I see. Please don't say chapter 3 right now. Hold on. As a result, we have been forced to abandon our outer wall. Our outer wall, Maria, was the name of the wall. Humanity's sphere of influence has been driven back to where we are now. Wall rose. Oh, they have different sigils. The importance of sigils. They represented the walls. Cool. It wouldn't be a surprise if that Colossus Titan showed up to destroy this wall right this moment. Whenever that time does come, your duty will be to relieve the producers. And give your lives to stand against the Titan menace. Dedicate your hearts. Yes, sir. Today, you have completed your military training. Oh, he's probably in there. Eren. I will now announce the 10 among you who have obtained the top training results. Come forward if I call your name. Of course we're going to get it, and that's going to be the end. It's going to be the... And the cast of... What? No way. At the head of the class, Mikasa, Ackerman. So she wasn't a sister. Still got the scarf, so the importance of the scarf, which I'm now aligning with that panel right there. Oh, this again. So all that's going to come to bear. Second, Rainer Braun. Number 3, Bertolt Hoover. Remember that. Number 4, Anne Leonhardt. I like Lionheart. 9. Number 5, Eren Yeager. Number 6, Jean Kirstein. Is that an I in there? Yep. Kirstein. Number 7, Marco Bott. Number 8, Connie Springer. Number 9, Sasha Blaus. And number 10, Krista Lenz. Let me recheck something here. I will now announce the 10 among you who have obtained the top training results. Come forward. Okay, so that's not the order of results. It's more like you're the top 10. Cool. You are the top 10. Thank you. I finally made it. Thinking. Next time, it's going to be our turn. Next time, the humans will devour the Titans. Damn. Current publicly available information. In town and the break, so it's like it's all the reason for having a town jutting out of the main wall. The reason for having a town jutting out of the main wall. Oh, cool! And we're gonna get like... Oh wait, no, that's the next chapter. They're flipping around, man. So is that what that's what that was supposed to represent? Is that was that's a you're going into a flashback. Oh shit. Okay, yeah. Okay, so all of this was a flashback. Because then this is basically a flashback. And now we're here. Now we're here. Now we're starting. Now we're in current. This is current. This is where the story actually starts, where they're part of this troop. Oh, so he didn't get the wings. Wait, so he's not part of the Survey Corps. He's part. Okay, I have to check. I'm sorry. Wait, so what are these? Now that you've completed your training. Wait, it didn't say the chapter title, so I think I'm still in the. I think I'm still in the book. I'm gonna keep going. Now that you've completed your training, you have 3 choices. Oh, this is you even better. Why? Because I like the rule of 3s, and I was like 4 represents death, man. So I like rule of 3s. I like it. Rose, wings, and unicorns. Oh, that's very cool. So we got the garrison, we got the Survey Corps, and the military police brigade. Oh, sweet. I'm afraid I'm going to. Okay, chapter 3. Okay, we have one more page. Of course, out of you raw recruits, the only ones who can join the military police brigade are the 10 with the highest score. He's not going to want it though. Well, we didn't find out this chapter, so I'll leave it for next time, but there's no way. I'm going to say there's no way. He or maybe he like, I don't know, we'll find out the story there. But he has to end up with wings. That's my call. He has to. Symbolically, he has to, because this whole thing starts with the whole birdcage thing. He was attached to the bird concept too much. He made too many references to the whole fleeing the bird cage. So I'm gonna say he's gonna go out there and take the fight to them. It also sounds like, he's saying it right here. He's basically saying we're gonna take the fight to them. He's going to become strong enough. However, whatever that's gonna mean, he is taking the fight to them, and we're gonna wreck them. Okay, that was a lot of information about the walls themselves, and even at the end here is like there wasn't spoiler information here. It's basically saying that you'll learn more because it's part of the story to learn more, is how I took it. As the story progresses, more light will be shed on how the wall was initially built and the situation at the time of its construction. And they talk about these are like bait towns, so they're, I guess, cheaper to live in, but they're dangerous as hell because they're going to be bait for the Titans to breach, I guess, these outer towns, instead of just hitting one wall where then it would disperse the military too much. So by doing this, they can consolidate the military in order to defend certain key points, and then pull back, right? But it looks like there's a town and then a town. So that's the part that I was missing, is that I don't see the 3 rings yet, 1, 2, maybe that's another wall. So that's wall 1, wall 2, wall 3 or something. Anyways, so they might be all in here now, and this has all been sacrificed. Or no, this was sacrificed and now they're in here. But I don't know. We'll find out. That's going to be part of the story and me understanding this information. And this is interesting to me because in the comic I wrote, there's a walled city. It's got 3 walls, and there's a history behind how the walls were built. And it's in the comic. I kind of touch on it, but it has its own story. It has its own history. And I mean, that's... I love that they're doing it here, and it's... Oh, there's the illustration right there. So those are the bait towns right there. So that as they breach, they're going to always hit these like the high population density areas for the meals. And then they're going to have some opportunities here to like pull back, I guess. And then more bait towns. I mean, it's an interesting concept. But, goddamn. They will definitely take them all out. I mean, better build those walls higher and stronger because... better make them out of metal, because at this point, this is bad. This is bad news bears for all of you. And that feels like a closure. We're at the exact halfway point of this series. We didn't get any evidence of where the father went off to, so I mean, he disappeared out of the plot. We have the basement thing. We have the key. I made that call at that point, but at that point, it's like, okay, they weren't children anymore. Maybe that's why the comment with the long hair is that he was still he was having a memory of the past. Well, that was maybe the subtle indication that this was... Yeah, okay. The dream was oh, God. It was... Oh, yeah. No, I'm confusing myself again because he's waking up, but he's seeing her here with her hair shorter. Then it's longer. And then we get the ear. But her hair's longer. So he's already woken up. So this is not a memory. It's like I have to create a freaking graph for this shit. My brain is breaking. I'm because my brain feels like it gets it now, but I'm just trying to see how was it shown in the writing for me to get to where I got to in my head. Like, I feel like I'm putting this stuff where it belongs, but when I read it on the page, I'm like, but it doesn't feel that way when I'm reading it on the page. I feel like the page is telling me something else, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm struggling. Oh, there's a waterway in the boat. So these boats likely, they're fast passages to the inside walls. I see. I thought it was like an ocean thing or something, but no, it wasn't. Jeez, I still find things as I flip backwards, you know? That's crazy. Oh yeah, I've been rereading the first chapter again just to find a reference of time here, just to clear things up, because I'm like, where did I get the whole 100 years thing? I mean, it might have come before this, but I got the friend Armin says it in 2 pages right here, where my fingers are pointing. We got the, well, it's because we've lived here peacefully inside the wall for 100 years now, and just because the wall hasn't been breached in 100 years, there's no guarantee that they won't break through it today, for example. So 102 years, bro. Just 102 years. So it's this year. A nice flip. 845, because I think I'm creasing my spine with all this. It's 100 years, 102 years. 102 years, and then 5 years later, and of course that's when they're saying, they can say here, as everyone knows, 107 years ago. The entire human race, save for us. Maybe it took 2 years to build the walls, and that's why they say 100 years. That's plausible. So they built the walls, and then the walls for 2 years, then the walls are up for 100 years, and this is 5 years later. I think that's the map I got now. In terms of names, I don't see Armin on here, so I got to recheck here. The hands guy was the guy from the front here. He was the garrison dude, so I got the revalidation on his name. I feel like Rainer sounds familiar to me. Braun, I don't know why, but I'm not keying in. And there was the bully guy here that fights Armin, which I was like, is he going to be one of the guys? Because, I mean, it would add some drama potential to it. But let me take a quick look here. He has black hair, is all I know. See, these black spiky hair. It could be. It's none of these guys. I don't think it's any of these guys. So there you go. But there you go. Now I'm gonna leave that as a closure. I'm fine. That's enough. I'm gonna say 2 years to build the wall. 100 years of walls, peace. 5 years later, we're going to start chapter 3 from that point, and we'll go from there. So it's exciting. It looks like things are going to ramp up now. So from a volume perspective, we got the whole Act 2A would have been our chapter 2, right? And we're going to go into the Act 2B. You've heard me talk about it from a chapter perspective, but from a volume perspective, we got the death. So we got that pinnacle part that happened in that transition. It created the motivation for the protagonist to move forward with a new mission, a new kind of an invigoration at a loss, but invigorated to move forward and push with that kind of like it's his motivator to get us to an Act 3 being chapter 4. So we'll find out what that means, and that's going to be it's going to be another catalyst or catalyst event, because he's going to have to basically fail, and at the end of Act 3, speculation here is at the end of that Act 3, he's going to be at a loss, like he's going to be at a moment of defeat potentially. Maybe he takes the fight. Maybe he goes into the Survey Corps. He goes out beyond the walls on his first mission, and he starts pushing it. And then, Mikasa's the only one that's an easy kind of angle for them to take, where in defending and not wanting to lose Mikasa or something, or to defend Mikasa, it becomes a trigger, a catalyst, and then something happens with the character and we learn about the strength. So right now I've got 2 signals that came at key points. It was that you got to be stronger. That stands out to me, and it was him looking at his hands. So I feel like it's something within him, and it could have something to do with the flashback or thinking or the crying and not knowing why you're crying. Like, I feel like there's something connected there. And so there's going to be something. I think he's a special boy, you know. So we'll find out what the special boy means. Maybe it has something to do with the secrets in the dad's basement, which we didn't get an answer to. I don't necessarily feel like, man, at this point, if I didn't get that in chapter 2. That key in the basement, secret weapon for me. Okay, no, end of an act. It would be an end of a 2B. So the key in the basement could come up in the next chapter. I'm going to also put that out there on the table to see if that's true or false. And then maybe that key gives us information. But see, I feel like the key as a symbol is an unlocking of information, of exposition, if you will. It's going to be some reveal of some sort, you know. And now I'm like, man, are we just not going to get that in Volume 1 anymore, right? Is it going to push forward? We're going to get more of an action-based Act 3 catalyst moment for the protagonist to bring those pieces together from the Act 2A, that's where, like, the key is no longer, because the key here, let me explain it. I'm gonna do maybe people don't care about this stuff, but you can always fast forward around the vlog. But okay, so if the key was brought up in chapter 2, then the key would have represented something very vital to me that could have been the secret weapon. So although I believe I called that the key was potentially a secret weapon. Did I say that last episode? Point is that where I got it, I was like, it's probably important. It's going to be maybe a secret weapon. It's going to identify something. It might still be, but I'm saying in the context of this composition here, I'm not so sure anymore. Why? Because the key didn't get brought up in chapter 2. And so there's no trailing thread that's supposed to kind of give you a bit more kind of hints, like reminders through in Act 2, this key thing, right? And that might have happened in 3s, right? There'll be a third rule there that will trigger, okay, on the third talk about this key or something like that, then that's going to be the important moment. So that's kind of count out that I'm having at this point. Because it's just another little small pseudo game I play through the patterns. And then what? The father is missing. So that tells me that because the father was not in Act 2A specifically, the father was in Act 1, so obviously he's important, he's the father, but also he has this friggin' thing around his neck. He has this thing around his neck, so that's like a narrative driver. That's going to be something that pulls you through the narrative, because you're going to want to know what that mystery is. It's great sequential like tidbits dropped in so far. I'm only 2 chapters in, but they know. This is what old American comics used to be by the way, like when they used to have more sequential storytelling in North American comic books, where everything just sort of told a story, and you kind of rolled with it. And it was soap opera-ish in the sense of stories would eventually end. Yeah, things would come closure, but you'd always have nuggets of something else that you're like, yeah, but there's this other thing I gotta like find out about now. So let me come up and come back next month, right? I feel like that spirit is here, man. I like it. I like it a lot. It just takes me back like 20 years for sure. 10, 20, not 10, like 15, 20 years. Not even 25 years. Anyways, what was I saying? But because the father, the key thing, weren't part of Act 2A, they weren't part of the exposition and the journey making, the meeting of characters that are going to be vital to the Act 2B, which is going to then inform 3. Now I'm starting to say, man, is the father not even in this? You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's just suspicious. It's all just suspicious now because of how everything went down. But I can't connect. I can't connect how the father would have had something to do with the breach, because they have nothing to do with the Titans, I assume. But I mean, I can't believe that that's where it's connected. So I'm not sure, but the fact that they removed him, I'm not holding my breath for the father. We might get like some other seed, and then maybe it'll carry over, and then volume 2 maybe becomes that. Because a volume 2 for me, like if I treat each volume as like an Act 2, I might say this might be whole Act 1, and then I might put 4 volumes together and go, okay, what does it mean now, right? Because then it would mean that the volume 2 might be the exposition on all of that stuff that we're going to get in the reveal from the end of this, the last half of this, which is going to give us enough information, which would, remember, like this is going to be, maybe sounds complicated, but like think of it like if this was our Act 1, right, then it means that the end of an Act 1 needs to be that catalyst moment that takes us into an Act 2. I know it's a tiered pattern thinking. I might be overwhelming on this whole thing, like, and tripping everybody up, but I hope that if I talk about it enough, it's just going to become natural to all of you to kind of like expect me to like say certain things and you'll follow along. I'm hoping that I'm keeping things simple enough right now. I'm not going to get super granular with this, just because I want people to sort of catch the beats, catch the things I'm talking about, even if I'm saying it at the chapter level, at the volume level, and then we'll look at 4 volumes and think about from the 4 volume level, and we'll just see, let's play the game, right? And hopefully you guys are cool with going along on that journey. I have a lot of fun doing it, so thank you everybody who shows up and appreciates that, and give this a video a like if you don't mind. It'll help people discover this series. I do feel like this is gonna be a fun one to do. I'm feeling it very strongly. And of course, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, if you like the stuff you're seeing here, and I'll catch you in the next stack of episodes. Don't forget to explore, engage, and aspire, buddy. Peace. Hey everybody, Shay here. Welcome back to another manga delve, to Attack on Titan, Volume 1 by Hajime Isayama. I hope I'm saying that right. And we have Chapter 3, not Episode 3. I refuse to read episode. These are chapters. Anyways, Night of the Disbanding Ceremony. Let's see where this thing gets us. So I've counted the pages out. There's about 46 pages. So we're looking at about 11 page counts for every transition point, so maybe you'll all catch it before I do, because I'm losing track of page counts while I'm reading these. I don't know if it's because they're longer, and it's just like, I don't know, I get pulled in, and I'm losing, I forget to check on the page counts. I have to go back to kind of validate whether or not I crossed over the thresholds or not. I usually, the pinnacle ones are really easy to find, the midway point for me, but, I like to know when those transitions happen on Act 1 to Act 2, and then Act 2B to 3, because it always has vital parts that you need to pay attention to. Believe that there's something wired in us, in our DNA, to like expect certain things, man. And anyways, let's move on. Soon, I'll be asking you which branch you want to be assigned to, but as of right now, the 104th Training Corps is officially disbanded. Dismissed. Yes, sir. You're the top 10, and now you get to decide where to go. So I'm expecting a lot of... I mean, we've gotten 10 characters. At least 10 primary characters that are getting introduced, which is generally in an Act 2A. We're in an 2B, but I mean... It is what it is. I mean, 10 characters. Maybe they're not primary characters. Maybe a bunch of them are gonna die. Like, so they're just names, but it's maybe not a red herring. That wouldn't be the right term. But it's just they're giving us characters because they have to tell a story, and that story is gonna involve death, and so we need some headcount, you know. But anyways, here we go. Okay, so in this cafeteria, lucky bastards making the top 10. Is that Armin? I'm going to. There's one guy that was missing, the friend, right? So wherever he might be. I'm sure you're going to join the military police brigade, right? Huh? That goes without saying. Why the hell else would I have aimed to crack the top 10? I'm going with the MPS too. Getting to work near the king is an honor. That the whole king reference here was in this splash page. This whole breakdown here, that there's some sort of royalty thing right here. The ruling monarchy praises the residents of these frontline towns. I almost read that as tombs. They might as well have been written tombs. These ones, the bait towns. The ruling monarchy praises these residents of these frontline towns as the bravest of warriors in an attempt to drum up more volunteers. Of course, cheaper living, but take on all the risk. Are you still playing the goody-goody, Marco? And he smacks him, I guess, in the head so that he spills his drink on his face. Tell me how you really feel. You could wait to get. You can't wait to get into the interior, right? Oh, just it was like a. Well, that would imply that they got to the top 10 so that they can be protected. They can cower behind the front. No, I mean that's what he's implying. But anyways, we can finally escape this shitty, suffocating frontline town. A safe, comfortable life is waiting for us in the interior, right? Oh, maybe that is why it motivates some of these. They get the highest ranks, so you save yourselves, get to the inside. Wow, shame on you. At least I'm not. Oh, sorry, my bad. I forgot you were a prize pupil. But what would you guys do? Okay, we're getting the theme, the premise and the theme. So this is all about setting up which characters are driving forward the holding back of the protagonist, but also the story itself has to have some sort of drama, right? So they're gonna create some of that friction. So we're being given the explicit character here, so I mean it could be a bad sign for him, but we'll carry that into Act 3 of this chapter. I mean, getting the chance to live in the interior, it's almost unheard of, right? Or even the choice: would you rather stay here in this human stronghold, or whatever they like to call it? Faces don't look so pleasant there. Well, none of us asked to be born in this border town. So, because those who have a choice to go to the border towns, I guess you live a cheaper life, you become the bait towns, but at the same time you have children, 100 years have passed, it's probably 2 to 3 generations. At that point, well, now you're plebs, and there's a ruling class that gets protected on the inside. They have children. That's 3 generations deep. They've likely never been to the border towns, right? So now we have a caste system. That's kind of neat. That has some implications for later on in the storytelling. So if it meant not having to cower in fright when you hear Titan footsteps, ... Good answer. You'd all like to go to the interior, right? So how about you guys? See, I'm having trouble, because they're fresh names, right? So I can't remember all of them yet. I'm applying to the military police brigade. Me too. But I don't want anyone to think I'm like you. Okay, so we're getting the divisions within the ranks of the 10. Ha 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 ha. Well, he's the drinker. Was he one of the drinkers then? Maybe. No, because those would have already been part of the what are they called? The garrison. Anyway, so, hey, you said the interior is comfortable? Until 5 years ago, this town was part of the interior too. Gene, you don't have to go to the interior. I mean, isn't the interior of your brain soft enough for you? Okay. Has no splurt. I'm sorry? What? Don't. Is that Mikasa? Probably. Oh, she's holding back Eren. Are you trying to say that I'm an idiot, Eren? Well, I'm not. I'm looking at reality. more than anyone. Well, I mean, he's not wrong, but he's a coward. I mean, 4 years ago, 20% of the human population was sent out to recover territory stolen by the Titans. An all-out attack was launched, and most of them ended up walking straight into a Titan's mouth, swallowed whole. How many more would we have needed to retake our land? For every one of them that we defeated, an average of 30 humans died. However, the number of Titans you dominate this planet is a lot more than 1/30th of the human race. I think it's crystal clear. Humanity doesn't stand a chance against the Titans. So I mean, with that kind of viewpoint, though, even if you go to the interior, you're just buying yourself time. You're gonna die. It's just when. It's not if, it's when. With this kind of mentality, right? Sigh. Look, it's like a funeral in here. Thanks to you. So what? That was Eren. As the art's getting very small down there. Okay, it's just we're in a talking act one. Good, good. We might get some context here. It might be important in the next 3 pages. Huh. Were you listening to me? So, what you're saying is, I don't think we can win, so I'm giving up. Huh? Tell me, what's so good about giving up? Is it better to escape from reality to the point where you're throwing away your hope? In the first place, it's a given that we'd lose to the Titans in material terms. One of the causes of the defeat 4 years ago was our ignorance about the Titans. Oh, so now a year's passed. This is a year now into that was 5 years ago. I didn't get the year change here, but he's saying 4 years now, and they were saying 5. So that. Hold on. Because then if I go back here, how did he say it? He said, "Are you still planning the goody good?" Hold on, where did he say it? Lucky bastards making the top 10. Okay, so it already happened. Yeah, see, I had to figure that out now because I thought there was going to be some shenanigans of time going on there. Okay, so moving back to this. One of the causes of the defeat 4 years ago was our ignorance about the Titans. We lost them. We lost then, but the information we gained will surely lead to our hope for the future. And yet you're going to give up on developing strategies to fight them. Do you want to be a Titan Foods that badly? Give me a break. I have a dream. Very interesting keyword there. Because you heard me talking about it over here. The power of dreams, the power of Act 1 references to dreams and visions and prophecies. I have a dream. It's to exterminate the Titans and leave this cramped, walled-up world. My dream is to explore the outside world. And just no emotion coming from Mikasa here. Ha! What the hell are you talking about? You must be the one with the soft noggin. What? Look at them. Not a single person here agrees with you. Okay, you're right. I got it. So shove off to the interior. Having a defeatist like you here on the front line is bad for morale. Of course, that's just what I'm going to do, but you want to go outside the wall, right? Go on ahead. The Titans you must love so much are waiting for you. So there's a standoff here. We got the 2 divisions. Pain in the ass. Heh. And he knows it. Oh, and then smash. I mean, that was literally on the other page. Like, my eye, I hyper focus. When I'm here, I'm here. My brain is here. I have to explicitly let my brain wander to another page. So that was Act 1, by the way. This right here. This is page 11. So, moment. Some catalyst event. It's usually the weaker ones, the ones on the Act 1. But the mirror pattern tells me it's important because this might then this is going to be potentially speculating for this chapter. Some idea of this is going to be repeated in some way in the narrative from Act 2B to 3. And so we'll see if that pans out in 22 pages, 22 to 24 pages. So both of them get equal hits in here. Whoa. There they go again. Okay, so this is not new. This is common to both of them. Come on, Eren. What's wrong? If you're having trouble against me, a mere human, you're not fit to go up against Titans. You're not strong enough. Repetition right there from Chapter 2 to Chapter 3. You're not strong enough. That's going to empower him, of course. Of course not, idiot. And gives him a kick in the side there, or a knee in the side. We got some active throws here. Jeez Louise. They're giving it all. They're all out here. Uh-oh. Hey, that's enough. Gene, did you forget what Eren's hand-to-hand combat score was? Oh, what Eren's hand-to-hand combat score was. Okay. It was the top of our class. Okay, so he is the best fighter. Did she just catch him? Nonchalant. Mikasa. She grab him or catch him? I can't tell. I think she grabbed him. She's picking him up. She's picked him up. Or wait, was he second to Mikasa? Oh, put me down. Oh, Gene, if you guys keep making a racket, the instructor's gonna come by. This is the highlight of the farewell party. Don't stop me. No, I think we've all had our fill. Let's stop fighting against ourselves. Yeah, but that's the. Now you gotta come together. You see, now something has to bring you together, and you have to fight like a team. That's how this turns around in Act 3. We'll see. Put me down. You're lucky, Eren. Having Mikasa to carry you around like that. Okay. Oh, she's getting her strength from, but okay. We'll just roll with it. I bet you're planning to drag her into the Survey Corps just the same way. And thud. Oof. That hurt, damn it. You always act impulsively when you get angry. He's like the Hulk, motherfucker's like a Hulk. Oh, so I didn't want to try. Okay, well, we're going in that direction. People are getting eaten in this. I mean, it's obviously not children content. Anyways, about what he said. Which branch do you want to enlist in? Act 2A. We're going to get exposition, right? Now we're getting calm the fuck down. Now that I've dropped one. YouTube's already nailed me. So, anyways, so, bam. Act 2A. Now we're going to get some exposition. Why are you going to do this? Why not? What's the, just some debates. Now this 11 pages worth. I'm hoping we're going to see some character flips. I would like to kind of start to absorb some of the other character names, but contextually to the story. Give me something to like hook onto. So I'm hoping that happens in the next chunk here. But first we're going to focus on Mikasa and Eren. Okay, so I'm joining the Survey Corps. So she's joining as well. She's going out there. You were at the head of our class. Apply for the MPS. So she was the top. Maybe that was an order. I'm not sure. But they're calling you the most talented person who's ever been through training. I'm sure... What, really? I'm sure you'd get special treatment. If you join the military police brigade, then so will I. If you join the garrison, I'll do the same. Oh. So she's not doing it because she's making the choice. She feels like she owes him something, maybe. So it's like the hands guy owes the father something. So something happened where... I mean, yeah, that's where I'm going with it. Because something happened similar to what happened to the mother. She might have witnessed something horrible, and he must have saved her. And it has something to do with the scarf. Putting all the pieces together as best as I can, and we'll see if those threads play through. Without me around, you'll die an early death. And the mother putting pressure on her to take care of him. I mean, what was the mother, though? She's adopted? I mean, I don't know. They got different last names, so they're definitely from somewhere else. Oh, I'm not asking you to stick with me. How long do you intend to keep this up? Is it because the mother said, watch him? She's probably maybe she's kept that. Maybe it's like a trauma for her. But no, it doesn't feel like that for her because she almost shows no emotion. So I feel like something has happened. That's why she's hardened up to like the madness out there, the death, the horrors out there, maybe. Traumatized to some degree, almost surely. But maybe that's what makes her cold. Like I'm not sure, but there's something up with her, man. How long do you intend to keep this up? As long as we live. I died once and was restored to life. I won't forget. What? You're not literal there. I died once and was restored to life. I won't forget that debt. So it's another debt. Another honor-bound character going on here. Her to him. All right. Ooh, and then focus on the scarf. That has to be a narrative cue. I'm convinced of it now. But more than anything, I don't want to lose any more family. Oh boy, my God. So that's the other narrative cue. That's a direct reference to the scene that happened here. That was called out because of the way that it was done in the story, right? The moment it was done, right there, those 3 panels. So they witness the mom getting eaten. He's getting angry and fighting about it. She doesn't really show any emotion. And then she's touching her head. I don't know why she's touching her head, but that might be meaningful too. Throb. Oh, throb. Like she's got a headache. Oh, she's touching her head right here though. Oh, like maybe it is trauma. Like I don't know, man. It might be something else. And then, oh, this again. She's having a a negative memory, which was left mysterious, and that's pretty much answered right there. I don't want to lose any more family, so she lost her family. And he was connected to having saved her, possibly, and so she owes a debt. Well, to him, or to the mother, or to the father. And so he's by proxy, you know. They don't know if they lost the father yet. He just sort of disappeared, and then 5 years passed. I mean, that's also a weird narrative thing, is that 5 years have passed, but I mean, we don't know what happened to the father. And, well, maybe they'll mention it, right? Maybe they'll mention it. So, the party's breaking up, you two. Let's go back to the dorm. Oh, hey, Armin. See, they always do this. They'll throw these bubbles in here, but it's no longer like his. It's one of the off-panel characters saying hi. I don't know. It just messes me up. Which branch are you going to apply to? Wait a minute. Which branch? What do you mean? He wasn't one of the top 10, though. What the heck are you talking about, bro? I'm going to join the Survey Corps. Huh? Are you serious? I mean, you're... Yeah, I know. I'm weaker than the average person. And it was a miracle that I passed the simulated combat graduation test. Doing the vertical stuff. But didn't the instructor tell you to become a technician since you're academically at the top of the class? Making an inefficient choice that disregards your strengths, I wouldn't call that courageous. If I died, it wouldn't matter. Whoa. Silence again. Okay, so did something happen in the last 5 years for him at that event? Because he ran off, so we don't know what the story is. So maybe there's like... That's how they're going to string us along, right? They're going to start giving us flashbacks as to things that happened in the last 5 years. That's a great narrative device, by the way. It really helps flesh out the characters, but push the story forward into the more high-octane things that are compelling for people to stick around, but then you give them some substance and keep them there. So, but I am getting thrown off because he wasn't one of the 10. So I'm not. I thought only. Oh. Only the 10 can decide to be part of the military police, MPS, military police. I forget what the S stands for. But anyone else can decide where to go. They want one of the other two choices. I see. So garrison at the walls or survey team outside the walls. Are they coughing? I'm not sure. Again, I don't know what that means. Oh. It's a salute or something, maybe. Discipline is important. I like that they gave him a goatee to show the passage of time for the adults, because it's literally... I mean, not that they really show these ones growing up, like 5 years older. They don't look larger like teenagers. She does. She looks a little bit more aged. Oh, her hair's cut. Wait a minute. Her hair's cut like it was here. When he had the vision thing. Because then she has bangs and it's kind of like longer in the... Oh. Curious. That's all. Moving on. At ease. Discipline is important, but when it comes to you guys, I just can't get used to it. Being a long time, huh? I can't get used to it either. A drunkard like you, now a squad leader in the garrison. There you go. And that's why he was introduced in Act 1. Because he's going to have more substance. Introduced in Act 1. So I was talking about the whole father thing not being in Act 2, which is what making me feel he's not going to be in this volume anymore. But he was introduced in Act 1. And then in Act 2, he had a substantial play there of saving them instead of fighting the Titan. And there was the whole, I wasn't brave enough. Well, then he works on that for 5 years. He becomes a leader in the garrison. To kind of make up for that, possibly. He's carrying that guilt, and so he wanted to better himself as well. They all wanted to better themselves in this group, but that narrative arc is carrying through. I mean, there's probably, this can go somewhere. It's building substance around this character. It's good. You Rugrats have gotten bigger again, haven't you? I see. It has been 5 years since you came to this town, huh? I'm sorry. I couldn't save your mother. He still brings it up, though. Enough about that already. You didn't have a choice. So he's come around in the 5 years to acknowledge the fact that, well, or he's trying to make it him just like move past it or something. You didn't have a choice. Before you guys were born. Oh, we're gonna go into flashback territory or what? Yeah, we are. I've seen black borders. My family came down with the disease that killed so much of our town. But then one day Dr. Yeager appeared with the antibody for it. My whole family was cured. I wanted to pay back that debt to your family, but now I'll never get the chance. How many times do I have to hear this? I still don't have the slightest clue about where your father, Dr. Yeager, is. So none of them have heard of from the father for 5 years? The only thing to possibly go on is your memory, since you were the last one to see him. Do you remember anything? That makes the key even more important. Because now he'll never know what was in the basement. Go back to the house. Ooh, now that makes him have to go back into the dangerous territory, because at one point they probably have to go back to the house. Nice narrative play there. Into dangerous Titan territory. Intriguing. Or the father won't have left it. Maybe it's like a bunker kind of thing. Like guy's stuck down there for 5 years. Some sort of bunker thing. Okay, stop the fanfic. Let's move on. Mr. Hands? Oh, I don't know which one to say. Hands? I'm recording ahead, so you all corrected me, I'm sure. I'll fix it in volume 2. Oh, that's right. Sorry, I totally forgot about that. Are you all right, Eren? Wait, what's going on with Eren? What just happened? Oh, he's touching his head here. Throb. So we got the throb word again, but she was doing that before. What the hell? Huh? And then he falls to his knees. Eren, do you remember anything was a trigger? Page 21. So we're at so it's going to be 21 to, what did I say? So 22 to 24. Whoa. I mean, that does he's getting a flashback. That's what I guess these lines do mean, a flashback here. Do you remember anything? My head throb. Falls to knees. Mr. Hands. Oh, that's right. Sorry, I totally forgot about that. Totally forgot about this. This has happened before. Are you all right, Eren? I'll be okay. But why does this happen? Feels like my head's gonna split in two. Sorry, because I made that comment about the Hulk and now split in two. Now we got I've got friggin' needles in the view here. The guy, he's a doctor. Of course he's a doctor. Maybe he's injected him with something. Even though I can't remember a damn thing. Probably because Dad. Oh my God, stop it, Dad. Oh no, that's exactly what he did? No way. What are you doing? You've been acting crazy ever since Mom died. Whoa. Eren. So wait. So he can't remember anything, but he definitely had an encounter with his dad. His dad injected him with something? Oh, shit. Oh, that's bad news. That's bad news, man. I think they're trying to make super soldiers. Oh, Doctor. Oh, Dr. Yeager. Oh, my God. He's going to create a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde of his kid or something. Hold your arm out. Eren. Huh? Are you okay? You collapsed right after that, so we carried you here to the dorm. You were crying out in your sleep. Crying out in your sleep again. You were crying out in your sleep. What were you dreaming about? Dream. What was it about? I forgot already. Did he, though? Or does he know something? I'm not sure. We don't know. I don't know. But that was it. That was the scene. That's the midway point. 22. 22. Right there. 23. When you see it happening this many times, I hope I'm not ruining things for you. I think I said that in the last episode. I mean, you can always decide not to watch these if this is the kind of thing that's going to ruin your experience of these things. But I'm taking it from me after. I mean, I've been breaking things down like this for now since 2009, I guess. Like breaking things down with the framework, the narrative framework, to find the way it is today. That today is what I created in 2009. So for 12 years, I've been like actually testing the framework out on the things that I experienced. But take it from me, the experience doesn't die, because the experience, it just transforms. You know, you'll start to go through experiences, and even though these things happen and you might be anticipating them, whether subconsciously or consciously, like I'm aggressively like analyzing things. That's what these vlogs are all about, right? They're not just reactions. Like I'm actively deconstructing these so that because it's entertaining for me, you know, to do it, but I get to do it to an audience that's interested in it, but also just know that you know, if you start to pick up some cues from this, as streamlined as I'm trying to make it, know that it's not going to ruin your experiences. Okay, a lot of people, like, I've talked this through. They're like, yeah, but why would you want to have your experiences ruined like that? I'm like, ruin like what? Like because of studying things, like understanding why certain patterns happen in certain ways and how that might have impacted culture for hundreds of years, if not thousands of years, of like why we're conditioned the way we are as human beings. Like there's a lot of stuff beyond the patterns of this narrative framework, beyond knowing, hey, we're at the midway point, so of course a scene like this would happen, right? Like, you can anticipate looking out for these things. It doesn't ruin the experience of finding out how they get executed. Because the storytelling, the value of good storytelling is still to get you, in some way. Like, I never expected it to happen like this, And so, there's always something you take from it. And, you start to have different ways of evaluating story on a different level. And I understand I'm not coherent about it because I haven't shared this for over 10 years. And so this is what I'm going to try to start leveraging this channel for. Having things like this where I can, like, deviate off of, like, reactions and analyzing here. To have just, like, these little chats, you know what I mean? Like, kind of mix in some vlogs with this because why not? I'm not sure if I said anything important there, but that's what the power of editing. I can edit that in any way I want to make it move forward faster. Anyway, so hold out your arm. Eren, okay, he wakes up, and then I already forgot. Okay, so now we're going to transition into a 2B. I had to catch my breath on that one. They may call it a frontline town, but we're getting more people. Well, nothing has happened for 5 years now. Don't talk like the people who talked about that for 100 years, and you saw what happened. People cannot live in fear forever. Not to mention, we've made the wall a lot stronger these past 5 years. Okay, that's cool. Maybe that Colossus Titan has given up on us. That's also weird, right? Because, so it's got a name now. Colossus Titan breaks the thing. They start coming through, eating a bunch of the humans, and then for 5 years, they just go, whatevs. We're full. We're going to go hibernate for 5 years. I'm not sure. Maybe that gets explained later on, but it's throwing me off. What's that foolish crap? What? What's wrong with you? Why are you freaking out, bro? What's going on? Maybe that Titan has given up on us. What's that foolish crap? Marriage has turned you soft. Who said we were married? Wait, what's going on here? Who said we were... Dude, are you having a different conversation? In a different plane of existence or something? To even think that we'd make a good couple, you're getting ahead of yourself, Eren. Okay, so we got a potential couple here to add some tension later on, I'm sure, to the storytelling. You two. We got this I guess these like canals or something, or I don't know what these are right here. Almost like a Venice canal, or maybe that's just like the city. I just don't know what's under here. What's that bottom thing supposed to tip? Is that water or is that just like road, And these are buildings that are, I'm not sure. Anyways, we have some the cannons on rails. Oh, I love that they're on rails because it's like they basically, like, they can move them around the wall, and then to get the aim to, like, shoot at them, of course. But I like that they can literally around the entire town. They could just shimmy it. Oh, they're extra defensed. So maybe that's what got them extra I don't want to go back right now to check, but they even have these things here. Oh, they're like reinforced here with maybe there's like rods or something. Yeah, but why wouldn't they just smash through like the actual wall? They don't have to kick the gate. They could just kick the wall that has less reinforcements or something. Anyways, what? You're going to join the Survey Corps? Connie, you're number 8, right? Before you said you were going to join the WP brigade, the MP brigade. Naturally, the military police brigade's a wiser choice, but still. Your speech last night had an effect on him. Okay, there you go. Huh? So that's cool. This is the division and the ranks there. The two polarities. Wrong. That's right. It was Jean. I just don't want to be the same branch as that bastard. Yeah, but that doesn't explain why you'd join the Survey Corps. Shut the hell up. I decided for myself. Don't be so embarrassed. Sometimes, even when you know what you should do, you still hesitate to follow through. Besides, you're not the only one. Pardon me, but... Oh, we got another person here. There we go. I borrowed a little meat from the senior officer's private stock. Ah! Sasha, you want to get thrown into the solitary? You know that you really are dumb. Scary dumb. Oh. Let's split it up later. Slice it, slap it between some bread. Put it back. That's right. Ever since our territory shrank, meat has become incredibly precious. Yeah. She's kind of drooling. Don't worry. There's like these words that will flash red to me as soon as they happen. It's this right here. Let's split it up later. That's all I need. And I'm like, AKA there might not be a later for her. That's okay. You want me to be explicit about it? It's because when you reread this, you're like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? Because you're gonna know when you reread it, you're like, oh yeah, it's a hindsight. That's foreshadow. Aw, I kind of like her. Anyways, once we recapture our territory, wait, who's saying that? That's gonna be important. Yes, her. Once we recapture our territory, we'll be able to keep more cows and sheep again. Huh? I see your point. It'll be like a celebration in anticipation of regaining Wal Maria. Once we eat it, all that's left is preparing ourselves for the worst. Thomas, I'll eat that meat too. I don't understand what that was. Why that was. Oh, because was he the one saying put it back? Because getting in trouble. Oh, he's the goody two shoes or something, right? He's the one who's like he's not gonna fold or something. Like that's what they were suggesting at the cafeteria from his character traits. Man, I'm using as much pieces as I can from the little that I've been given. Just hang in there, folks. I'll catch up. Trust me. I have to use what's given to me. You know what I mean? That's part of the challenge here too, right? And I am taking longer here just because I want to experience that. I am analyzing the writing structure of this and the challenge of it all. And yeah, we'll see where it goes, right? But just hang in there. But I think that's what's going on here. That's not him though. No, it is. Oh, she is literally looking at him, and then he's like, Thomas, like basically don't tell on us. I think might be what's the subtext that's going on here, but I'm sort of guessing, and then we'll move on. I'll make it too. I'll have it too. So save some for me. Okay, so she's in. What are you standing there speechless for, Eren? You want to get some? You want to get busted? It's not lunchtime yet. Okay. Clenching fist. He did the whole look at the hand thing, which is important, but now he's got a clenching fist. I don't know if that means something. We have a close-up on the eye there, which is, I mean, it's just visually sending me back to this panel, of course, right? Because now I have that in mind because of when it happened, why it happened, and what it led to. And now when I see panels that might do this, I'm wondering if he's having some sort of like, his brain is going somewhere else, or maybe he's got really good eyesight. I don't know, like he's seeing something. I don't know. Something about me. Like, why is he clenching his fist at that point, right? Maybe it's for that dream. Like, I have a dream, and she's basically like, yeah, but when we get to do this, right, then we'll be able to make more cows, and we'll all get to eat, and so this won't be a problem anymore, and no one will get pissed at us, and I won't have to go into solitary. And then she's looking at, what is he looking at? He's looking up. Damn it! Why do people frown on even the slightest mention of going outside? That was 5 years ago. Is he just lost in thought or something? Finally, after losing a third of our territory and 20% of the population, the human race is taking back its dignity. Remember how I talked about the agency? Humanity getting their agency back? I felt like that was the theme of Chapter 1. Well, not just the theme of Chapter 1. His motivating theme. We can win. Oh, and he's getting the hope. And he talked about hope. Remember how bringing the hope? And he says, is it better to escape from reality to the point where you're throwing away your hope? The shorthand of thinking about this is the false victory. It's the midway point. It's some catalyst here. I don't know how to assess how to read that as the false victory right there though of what happens here. False. Oh, so there you go. So it's the false victory is that, hey, we're all friendly, like, hey, we're cool, you know, like we're meeting up again where it's years have passed, you know, stop talking about that anymore. So it's like, oh, okay, everything's smoothed out. There's no problems. I don't know, no problems. Yeah, fake out, you know. So kind of fake out. So that's a false victory. So there's, now did someone die? No. So when we talk about the whole death thing, and did someone die? Now it could happen here, it can happen later in the end of Act 2B. But in this particular case, it's no, but symbolically something happened here, right? The father obviously did something here, and it was against, you know, hold out your arm, and he's like saying no, he doesn't want to do it, right? So he's the fathers forced him to do something. So is that a death? No. But conceptually, right, something was taken away there. And so that's why what I've been saying about this, sometimes deaths aren't literal at these points in the story. It's just something that takes something away that is like a symbolic death of something, right? It can be a death of an idea, for example. It can go completely conceptual. But you try to find that at the midway point. Okay, and then we get to the point where Act 2B, and so we're in the last scene. Now he has a scared face there, so I'm not sure what he's, or like even right there, and he's sweating or something. Like what is? I feel like he's distracted here, you know. There's something here, but he could just have a flashback here. He's just, I don't know what's going on. But anyways, we can win. Humanity's counterattack begins now, and he's got hope in his eyes. So that could be the last end. I'm not at the end of the thing though. Oh my god. Oh my god. You're all probably screaming at your screens. You're all probably screaming at your screens. Is he imagining this, or are they fighting this thing? Because I mean, it's really close. If this thing is actually here, we got a problem. But he's like just strolling around. This isn't them, no, this isn't them, is it? Is this just some vision? Oh my god. Oh my god. No. That is not a vision. No. This is happening. This is happening. Y'all probably just screaming at me. Just flip the page! Just flip it! Flip the fucking page! I'm so sorry. Oh my god. I don't know. Oh yeah, it's just going down. So is this the steam? Oh my god. Wait, what's going on here? Because this is a smoke. It's a Colossus. And this... Oh, people are getting wrecked here. Yo, they're getting wrecked. So he blasts smoke on them. Oh, it burns. So it is what I was thinking. Like, I don't know what kind of smoke this is, right? I have to imagine it's like he's hot. Like it's steam or something is where I'm going with this. So it burns. So that's confirmed. What? What's... Yeah! Oh god, is there someone burning in there? I can't tell if those are people like... I mean, I can't tell if people are literally getting disintegrating or what's going on. They're definitely in there. In the steam here. Everyone! Switch to vertical maneuvering! Ooh, nice callback, bro. I mean, only a couple days have passed at this point, but that's why I came back to read chapter 3. And I mean, it's really late. It's a work night. It's past midnight. It's well past midnight. But I feel like I gotta go for it, you know? There's one target. Getting closer. All attack groups switch to vertical maneuvering. Switch to vertical maneuvering. Well, that's just a training, right? They just call that out so that the group can act as one or something. Right. Oh, because they're all getting wiped. They're falling off the wall. Oh, yeah, man. And then clang, 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 clang. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, one person did not make it or what? Oh, jeez. And we'll find out who that was. Whew. Hey, Samuel. Sasha. Wait, Sasha's going down for... Oh, she's going down for maybe one of their stuff didn't like spring or something. Oh, yeah, she's going for it. Possibly. Dash, dash, dash. The oh, God. The lag. Ow. Ow. But he won't die. He won't die, though. Or whoever that is. She, I don't know who that is. And then, snap. I mean, the lag is probably wrecked at this. If that's a lag. I'm assuming that's a calf. That's the... Samuel, don't move. Possibly. That was close. Oh, man. Shit's going down fast, man. What, page 29? That was page 29, man? 30? 31? I mean, it's just double page splash, but it has to be. Look at the size of this fucking thing. 31, 32, 33. So we're in the Act 3, and it's a climactic battle. It's a fight. Shit's going down. That's going to be our Act 3. I'm not entirely sure where to go with this. What patterns would be mirroring right now? Well, I'm gonna stumble on them when they happen. I would have mentioned them up front, so you would have caught it, and maybe I'll remember. I'll trigger it as I go. So that's the kick, I presume. Oh shit! Flashback, memory. So that's just the kick of the wall. That's the kick of the wall. That's not a gate area. They would have the sigil up here, right? The city sigil, the wall sigil, or something. So he's going to have a flashback here. I'm going to destroy them. Each and every damn one of them. So his commitment. Every last one. Oh, some shit's going to go down. Is this that callus thing? The secret weapon or what? It broke through the wall. The wall. See, again, the Titans are going to come in again. Damn it. The Titans really are going to. Sasha. Take care of Samuel. Fixed artillery squad 4. Prepare for combat. Oh, he's going for it. The target is here. The Colossus Titan. What? Don't let this chance get away. Oh, here we go. Maniac mode has kicked in. Only the Colossus Titan can destroy the wall. If we can just kill him. Oh, yeah, he's going. He's going for it. He's gunning. Hello there. Oh, just his eye. Hello there, motherfucker. I'm going to eat you. It's been 5 years, huh? It's just like, bitch. Crazy bastard. Just great. Oh! 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 And that is the end. Look at this. Oh, I love shit like this so much. Weight shifting equipment for vertical maneuvering. Normally stored in the side holster. Look at that. I mean, because you got to take this stuff into consideration. Like, where's all this? All the momentum has to spread across the body. I like how it takes into consideration the bone structure, but is wrapped in a way to allow for the flexibility. But it all is it's an epic harness. It's really well done. Complex weight shifting technology that employs full body encompassing fixed belts is required to make vertical maneuvering possible. I thought about it. You have to do stuff like this because then you have to do it consistently, right? You gotta draw this thing over and over and over again. You better know it how it works. Have an idea for it. The lightweight equipment is designed for high-speed, three-dimensional mobility. The person shifts their entire weight to either side of their hips. The majority of the weight is applied to the bottom of their opposing foot, though the maneuvers give the appearance of effortless flight through the air. It's a system that only works through strenuous use of muscles throughout the user's body. That's awesome, man. And that's it. We are going to have a showdown. The Act 3 of this volume is going to be Chapter 4 straight up. It's the... I mean, we're flowing straight into the conflict. This is the hero at the end of a 2B, so Act 3 here, Chapter 3. Now I don't know what the secret weapon is. There's usually a secret weapon involved. A culmination of story points that were given to us in an Act 2A and Act 2B. Now what we got from him is, of course, the death of the mother being the first catalyst event, and then him giving the vow. And the vow is a very important thing in storytelling from the protagonist. He gave it at the time, and then he gave it at the ceremony. Right, the two times he gave it, and he gave it now the third time, so rule of threes. So the vow comes back in. This is our chant. What did he say it? Am I going crazy? Did he say it right? No, right here. He has a flashback here. I'll destroy them all. So that's your third callback to that vow. And then he has to bring... Oh, and it's bringing together all of the people met through the Act 2A and 2B. Of course, there's like all these extra characters now that got introduced, of course. A little later in Act 2 than I anticipated, but some of them came earlier, right? We knew some of them. Some of them carried over and make up this group here. So they come together and work as a team generally. When it's how do you it's the protagonist motivating these people to have the same vision, same idea. Yeah, you even have in here with Connie, like she didn't know what she made the decision for, but there was a bunch of them that kind of made that decision, or that's why they're up on the wall. Maybe they're talking about it because this is the group that's going to go out into the world. So it's motivating people to align with your quest. And now he's got them here. So now he gets to use all of those pieces, and you push that into the Act 3 against your antagonist. Antagonist being, of course, the Colossus Titan, because he's been there since Act 1. The end of Act 1. Act 2 is the story of how he lets the other ones in, and then, 5 years later, he doesn't appear, except he does. He appears again. And now we're going to face him. I don't know how to speculate on 4. The only view of the father... Did I make a mention of that in the last episode? Did I mention something about if we get something from the father, it's going to be a snapshot? It's not going to be a long scene or anything like that. It's going to be more like we got the key reference. The guy disappears from the story in Act 1, doesn't appear in 2A, which tells me probably not going to be vital, but it's probably going to make some sort of callback. And so we got the second callback. Now I'm anticipating, you've heard me talk about the pseudo rules. I'm expecting a third callback somewhere. That third callback is likely going to be it's going to be the actual trigger event that's going to, now I know, not know, but I'm strongly speculating that's going to transform the character. Not metaphorically, I think something's up. And I think the father is moving on, has moved. I don't know why he's doing it. I don't know what it's. I don't know the story behind it. Don't spoil me, obviously. But something's up there, and so this is going to be a very physical. As for me, I think it's going to be a physical. It's either going to be like a Hulk thing, a Dr. Hyde, Mr. Jekyll, Dr. Hyde thing. There might be a play on that theme between the Doctor. I don't know, but that feels like it could be a direction where it goes, and it could be it has something to do with the basement. I don't know. That the basement would have been something before, or maybe the basement was where he had the lab. And so the mother dies, and maybe we don't know the story yet, but maybe the father takes him down to the basement. So we don't know the key was used, but the key was for this. And then he ends up injecting his kid against his will. It's something. And why put something like that in an Act 2B if it's not going to be some sort of trigger? But if it would have, if that would have like triggered into something, I feel like it would have triggered around here. But it didn't. And so I'm wondering what that means now. And like there could be something there could be something else going on with him, like he's actually got maybe it's a super serum, legit. Like it's just a super serum, and maybe when he has a trigger event, I don't know, he gets extra endorphins. I don't know what's going on here, but it could be just driven on that past. Like we've been getting this since he was young, right? Like he's got the motivation, he's got everything that lets him. He's trained for it. He's top of the class, right? So it could all be motivated by his own will to be up here, and he's facing this thing, man. And then him facing this thing is like, we can see it on their faces here, like, wait, what? So he's giving this like spiel here. It's like, no, like this is not a time to like bail out here. This is the moment. Like, seize it. And everyone's like, whoa, that's crazy talk right now. And we don't know what's going to happen here, but it's going to compel them to follow him because of this particular moment in time, bringing all these pieces together. And they're going to be compelled to follow him. And so maybe part of that chapter 4, it could lead it could be a cliffhanger, because this is sequential. At the end of the day, this isn't a closed story. Because, again, remember, if Volume 2 then becomes our 2A, this becomes our Act 1, Volume 2 becomes our 2A, then it could be that moment, if something happens to Eren, we get that reveal, then that is also symbolically could be the trigger of like kicking off into the new quest, you know what I'm saying? So you can kind of like take the pattern into more of a macro view. It broadens the narrative, because whatever that becomes like the finality of this thing, that the way that this concludes. So at the end of an Act 3 is usually like the hero is transformed, the world that they once knew is gone, and they're moving forward inside that new world. And so that would be our Volume 2, is that the entire dynamic. Maybe they become like they get to choose their core, the surviving members. I'm pretty sure some are going to die. Just because of the way that the characters are introduced, and I don't really know many of them. They don't have any substance yet, so they become expendables. I might wreck myself at work tomorrow, but that's okay. I'm going to move forward and do the last chapter of this, so I will catch you there. Don't forget to explore, engage, and inspire, buddy. Peace. Hey everybody, Shay here. Welcome back to another manga delve of Attack on Titan, Volume 1 by Hajime Isayama. We're going to be doing Episode 4, Chapter 4. Called First Battle. So first battle of the new regiment, I suppose. Can I call them that? I'm not sure. The training corps, whatever they're called. They haven't decided where they're going to be positioned, but in any case, they're going up against the Colossus Titan. And we have our boy Eren up on the edge, and just straight up eyeballing Colossus and saying, "You me, bro. I'm gonna eat you. I'm gonna devour all of you." Okay, so I'm not sure he's gonna do that literally, but anyway, so we're gonna move on. So I'm gonna jump right into this one because it's really late at night. I'm not gonna rush through this. I'm not crazy. I'm not a barbarian. But I'm going. What? Wait a minute. Oh my god! I'm like, where's his arm, man? I don't know what's going on here. I literally cut myself off here because that arm is like, really, it's like elastic bandy arm. But the arm is the arm. What's the arm doing with the smoke? The arm is the smoke. That's what I'm saying. The art is messed up sometimes. It's really exaggerated, and it could be because it's trying to mess with perspective, but it's messing with perspective. Like it's not really honoring the rules of perspective. It's just too whatever. And so I don't know what the fuck is going on. But anyways, we're going to move on. So he's lunging in. Is he doing a cloud storm burst wall to maybe? Oh, he was winding up. Oh, the Colossus was winding up the arm to like do a splatter, maybe a wash of like. Just like wrecked the entire side of this of cannons and Eren as well because he eyeballed them. Look at that spread though. I mean, how else are you going to do it? You have to show the art like this, you know what I'm saying? Oh god, you put one of these right in the middle. Bros, I mean, how could you do it? You have double page spread. So in this case, it's like, how could they have done it? They couldn't have. They couldn't have. So they got to squeeze it in. But put it somewhere else, man. I'm in the middle of the action here. Okay, so yeah, so that's what it was. So smash. It's like he's just going for a whole raising of the cannon area there, taking it out. So he's about to get owned here if he doesn't go vertical. So he eyeballed him. He said, "It's you and me, bro." But then he has to. He had to bail out. That. Whoa! What did he just do? Holy crap! Hold on though. I thought he bailed to the other side of the wall. No, but I think he went to the outside of the wall, and he is definitely hooked onto the Titan's arm there. Call me crazy, but he's. Oh my god! He is swinging up the motherfucking Titan. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He's climbing. He's climbing it. He's going for it. No, he gave him an eyeball. He gave him the evil eye. He's going for it. He's not getting around. Fucker's running up with Titan's arm. Okay, calm down with him. YouTube's already got me. YouTube's already got me. It's fine. Oh, there's the eyeball again. He's committed. Look at that eye, man. He's good. Bastard. I mean, he's not giving up here, man. There go the cannon railings. He aimed for the fixed artillery, and that's not all. It was no coincidence that he went for the gate either. Then he is intelligent. Still running up. Still running up. Of course he is. Look at the size of this thing, man. But this is my chance. Mosquito, man. Just like swatting him away. Oh, but he keeps on like... Okay, I see. Because he's basically... He's not just running this whole thing. He's basically spearing them to then vertical. Push on the vertical. Get some run action in there. But he's basically using that to pull. And then he just slings up the arm some more. Yeah, it's just, I mean, that's what they're trained for, right? Anyways, but this is my chance. This is the only one that can break through the walls. If I can just kill it, that could be a great way to end this, though. Just actually like give us the finale, and then like, you know, because there's a whole series, but like there's a bunch of other Titans, so like maybe then they go for the land, right? They protect the city, and that's just right at the start, right? This doesn't be this is not gonna be a threat for volumes and volumes and volumes. Where you're like, you know, this thing could just wreck the city. See, this thing is, you know, why did it take 5 years, right? So I mean, it could just how much stories could you tell under that kind of stress, right? So anyways, he's slow. I can do this. He's dead. Yeah, but how would you kill this thing, right? That's where I'm not entirely sure, but let's go for it. So it can expel this steam and heat. Oh yeah, I didn't think about that one though, did you, Eren? What? It's hot. Yeah, man. Go. He's still pushing though. Oh. Yeah. No effect. Oh, so he actually took a stab at it? Is that what I just saw? Oh, that's the blade right there. 2 blades? I guess. No effect. Did I miss? Oh no. Wait, what the hell is that? I always feel like things are shooting at him with these marks, man. Oof. No. Not that. He vanished. What? The Colossus Titan disappeared. Eren, did you kill it? No. It's just like 5 years ago. What the... He suddenly appeared and suddenly vanished. But if he can just vanish and appear, why wouldn't he just appear inside the city? I mean, I guess to open it up the gates for the other ones to come through. Maybe just invisible. I don't know. I'm sorry. I let him get away. What are you apologizing for? We couldn't even move. Hey, is this any time to chat? Part of the wall's already been destroyed. If it isn't plugged up fast, we'll get another Titan incursion. What are you trainees doing? The strategy for dealing with a Colossus Titan appearance is already in motion. Report to your posts on the double. And if any of you made contact with it, make a report to HQ. Yes, sir. Good luck to the advanced team. And then, what is going on here? They're plugging it up? Is that what's going on? In that panel, I'm not sure what's going on. Shoe, I don't know what shoe means here. I'm just gonna have to interpret and keep moving. These could be alarms, bells. Oh, bells clanging. So the alarm of an incursion might come. Leave all material possessions behind. Please evacuate calmly. They're not going to be gone. Regrettably, the Survey Corps, which has the most actual combat experience, is outside of the wall on an exploratory expedition. Therefore, we in the garrison are currently alone in repairing the wall and prepping for an incursion. I see. So they can only do so much in the time that they have, right? So it's going to happen. So that's the theme, the premise, and the theme of the first episode, I think, has just happened. Let's revalidate. So we have straight up. So on page 11, the end of Act 1 from a numeric perspective, from the narrative patterns framework equation, disappears. So it leaves the gap now and sends you into your 2A. So what the hell happened? So the question happens. He didn't get his resolve, so the quest is still the new quest, although it's still the same quest because we're in the same volume. But for this particular chapter, it has to have the same narrative patterns in order to compel us to push forward, right? So in the next push forward for the next 11 pages would be, we have our threat now. We have our quest. The quest is plug up the wall, because that's the danger. They're explicitly calling it out. Even though this dude has disappeared, he could come back, but he disappeared, but he opened the gates up for the other ones to come through. The alarms go off, and so now we have our 2A, the chaos or journey, exploration, however that gets interpreted, but has kicked off. You trainees pass the graduation drills. You're first-class soldiers now. This is your first operation, but we expect you to contribute. Don't worry, Hannah. I swear I'll protect you. Oh, this is the couple, Franz and Hannah. Okay, see, slowly give me the names, and they'll start connecting. Franz and Hannah. You have to say it like that? Yes. Yes, I do. Eren, Armin, are you all right? I'm fine. I'm sure things will settle down soon. He's on the repair, I guess. Still, this isn't good. We've still got an 8-meter high hole in the wall and no way to fix it quickly. They put that rock there to plug a hole, but we can't even move it. How did they get that rock in there? How did they? And the moment we realize we can't fill in the hole, this town will be abandoned. After that, it's only a matter of the time before they get through the wall, before they get through wall rows to begin with. If the Titans felt like it, they could exterminate the human race at any time. Yeah, that's what I've been saying. That's why we got, what's the pacing of the story? They have to create some sort of, way to pace this. Otherwise, how did this last, I don't know, 30-something, 30 volumes if I've got them all. I hope it's 30 volumes and did I miss some? I mean, there's a chance I didn't actually get them all. I might be down a few, but in any case, 30 is what I have. Calm down. He's hard at work here. Sorry, I'm fine. So yeah, he's engineering, right? So he must be working on something here. Just like in your training, each squad will take a different street. You're under garrison command. Your duties are support communications, Titan killing, and anything else that's needed. The garrison will take vanguard. Oh, now they're giving us a bit of a map here. So vanguard, so the front, middle guard, and rear guard. You trainees are middle guard, and the garrison elite unit will be the rear guard. Time for us freeloaders to pay our tab. We've got to defend wall rows to death until every last man, woman, and child has safely evacuated. Oh, and as you're aware, deserting in the face of the enemy is considered a capital offense. Is that our dude? I think it is. He's now made it a rule. Now it's it's to the death. Be prepared to sacrifice your lives, people. Dismissed. Yes, sir. Why did it have to be today? Oh, that's the piece of shit. I'm supposed to go to the interior tomorrow. Yeah, well, sucks to be you, bruh. He's gonna puke. What's he doing? Yeah, he's puking. Are you alright? Yeah, he's puking. Pussy. I mean, I don't know what to think about whether or not... I don't know how to make a call on this dude. What happens to him? I mean, he's the kind of guy that in a horror movie, he's gonna go, He's gonna be the go. He's gonna be the bro that goes. But... I don't know. Maybe you got to keep some tension around, and they have such a interesting dichotomy that could play out there. That he gets to go to the interior. I could see him the opposite of that is that he becomes a he throws someone under the bus sort of thing in order to survive this situation and be able to then get protected in the interior, and then that becomes an even worse tension. Is that he makes someone else die instead of him? That kind of thing could happen. That kind of trope. If the battle gets hairy, find me, huh? That's okay. So that's Mikasa. What are you talking about? We're on different squads. Things don't go by the book in chaotic circumstances. I'll protect you. So it's he became awesome, but then she had to become awesomer because she had to protect him. So she's committed to always staying a step ahead of Eren in order to be his a guardian angel type of thing. What is this protection stuff about? Training Mikasa. She's been specially assigned to rear guard. Get on over there. So she's rear guard. So she's getting positioned because of her skill set, I suppose. The elites and the garrison's elite units will be rear guard. With my skill, I'd only be in the way. What they're saying, she's the best. So, I'm not asking your opinion. The evac's going slowly right now, so we need the best of the best guarding the public. But hey, that's enough, Mikasa. Humanity is on the brink of extinction, and you're trying to dictate your own rules? Quiet. Okay. Submission. Sorry. Oh, he says sorry. I wasn't thinking with a clear head. But I do have a favor to ask. Just one, please. Okay. And flip a page. This is the end of Act 2A here. Don't die. And she walks away. I won't die. I can't die. I can't die here. So you can die sometime. You acknowledge that this is a possibility. Okay. So then, what's fu? What's going fu? Anyways, I still don't know anything about the world outside the walls. Oh, they're like horses pulling cannons. Oh, they're screwed. They're screwed. I mean, come on, man. Even in our remaining history books, nothing is written about the origin of the Titans. We know next to nothing about them. That's a callback to Chapter 1. That we barely know anything about them. I forget when it happened and who said it. But it's in there. Trust me. It is. I remember because I was like, okay, this is it's the father. The father. Well, the father says. That's important. Let me go back. Let me go back. I need to know the context. It's important. I'm to here. I basically flipped through and reread 2.5 chapters. I can't find it. I could swear I found it. Was it in the summary or the back of the book? For the past centuries, left of mankind is hidden in the giant three-walled city, trapped in fear of the bizarre giant humanoids known as Titans. Little is known about where they came from. Oh God, it was at the back of the book. My memory was tripping up. Little is known about where they came from and why they are bent on consuming humankind, but the sun appearance... God damn it. I just spent so much time. You have no idea. I was convinced that it was the father, but it was that one line that I know I cut in at this point. Moving on. God damn, now I lost my page count and shit. Okay. What we've learned about the Titans, such as their mode of life, we owe to the latest reports by the Survey Corps. We haven't been able to confirm whether the Titans possess human-like intelligence. Therefore, there is no precedent for a mutual understanding between our races. The structure of the Titan's body is fundamentally different from other living beings. They have no sexual organs, and the method by which they reproduce is unknown. Most of them tend to have a male physique. Their bodies have extremely high temperatures, and strangely, they show absolutely no interest in life forms other than humans. Oh. The Titan's sole behavioral principle is eating human beings, and when we consider that they existed in an environment devoid of people for over 100 years, we may make the conjecture that Titans don't actually need to eat. Or in other words, their purpose isn't predatory, but rather purely killing. Also, the main reason the human race has been driven into a corner is the Titan's astounding ability to survive. Since long ago, humanity has possessed enough power to blow the Titans' heads off. Since long ago, humanity has possessed enough power to blow the Titans' heads off? Since long ago? What year are we in? I mean, however, that alone wasn't enough to cope with them. Oh, that wouldn't stop them. There are individual differences, but in most cases, heads that are blown off regenerate in 1 or 2 minutes. What? I don't believe it. Like, it's not bad enough that they're huge. Teacher, so then, are the Titans invulnerable? No. They're not invulnerable. Okay. This has to be a flashback, because he was going for the neck. Eren was going for the neck in that swing. And he said it was useless. Well, probably because the thing disappeared, maybe. There's one way to fell a Titan. Aim for right here. I mean, that's sort of the head. Well, it's the neck, I guess. This area below the occipital region at the nape of the neck. If a Titan sustains major damage there, it doesn't regenerate but dies. I mean, come on, man. That wasn't like, that didn't take the occipital lobe, vertebrae, whatever, if they have skeletal structures, which it looks like they don't by the way they're drawn. For that very purpose, you must all master this vertical maneuvering equipment. At present, the most, that's a big word, efficacious means, efficacious, yeah, I'll go with that, of repelling the enemy is through combat skills that make the best use of mobility. A lot of exposition happening here. Act 2. Each hand uses the grip of this device to operate the system. The firing mechanism the firing mechanism at both sides of the waist launch an anchor steel wire discharged from inside a cylinder is reeled in through pressurized gas. The replaceable blade is your weapon. The replaceable blade. In order to cut through a chunk of tough meat, the blade is made to be flexible. You use these two blades to slice through the area. If the attack hits the Titan's vital spot, it dies instantly before its regenerating system can kick in. Finally, we can be useful. Well, we'll see. Foo. We got another foo sound again. Again, when foo happens, is that a flashback? Like, what does foo mean? In the context of this, I don't know. I don't know. Armin. Maybe this was a flashback. This is a new scene here. Because they're on the top of roofs. Yeah, hold on. So this was a flashback scene here. Memory of being taught. So, give me a second here. Oh, I see the trigger here. As he's having... oh, maybe that's what foo means. Because I just rolled back to see where did this flashback happen. Well, I see a foo here. He's giving me the dead eye look there. Oh, and I guess, is it because he's colored a little bit gray there? I'm not sure. In any case, foo happens. And then they're in class. So, they're now telling us the exposition of why he went for the neck in the Act 1. And giving us, again, the lessons on what the weak spot is of the Titan. We're working our way through 2B. And then we foo our way back to the current time. That's how I'm reading that. This is a good opportunity, don't you think? I mean, before applying for the Survey Corps, if we prove ourselves in the first battle, they'll make us fresh recruits. And watch how fast we get promoted up the ladder. Yeah, no doubt. Sorry to burst your bubble, but a lot of people from our class are applying for the Survey Corps. Okay. You left me in the dust before, Eren, but this time I'm keeping up. And to make it interesting, let's see who can slay more Titans. You're on, Thomas, as long as you don't fudge your numbers. Squad 34, advance. Let's go. Yeah. And there they go, horizontal verticaling on the on the rooftops. Tap, 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 tap. I like that. I like that. It feels like Assassin's Creed. There's what? Okay, wait. Who's saying what? What? That's roar. Whoosh. Roar. Whoosh. That's. What's that? What's that mean? They're even roping the middle guard into the vanguard. All those Titans already. What's going on? Usually our peers in the vanguard hog all the action. Wait, what? What's going on? Usually our peers in the vanguard hog all the action. Is that suggesting the vanguard has been decimated already? Because that would be bad. Even though not much time has passed, has the advance guard collapsed? It's not like I was optimistic, but this... It's an abnormal. It's an abnormal. Is that a type of Titan? Dodge. Crunch. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. I think someone just got destroyed. It's got the dead eyes again. Did I? Because of course. Oh jeez. Is that? That's not hands, is it? Oh, is that the? Who just got? This guy got just. Oh jeez. I'm losing track again. Who is this guy? He's this guy? Thomas? Oh, Thomas, you just bit it, dude. I mean, well, I mean, you got bit. I mean, let's just not use that term. Let's not use that phrase. Oh, God. Oh, God. Shit. Oh, gulp. Thomas. Oh, damn. Well, I didn't call him. I don't think. And that was a quick, unfortunate. Like, that wasn't even a glorious kind of. Oh, I should have called it. Okay, there it is. It's right there. I just gave you the rule, and I kind of blew past it. And to make it interesting, let's see who can slay more Titans. Suggesting we'll talk about it later. That was hidden. It was a hidden one. Right, just don't fudge your nut. Yeah, okay, fair enough. I mean, but still, it was right there. Oh, and that was the end of Act 2B, right here. Call me crazy, but this should be page 33. Ready for this? I mean, this should be. I don't talk about these like these are hard rules. I'm just saying they happen often. But let's count them out. So this is 22 when they're in the flashback. We're in the 2B, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. We're 3 pages off. Doesn't have to be perfect. Or wait, hold on. Because I got to this page. What did I say? 30, 31, 31, 32. Okay, and then see what happens on page 32? So 33 is our 75% mark. But at 32, so before the page flip, 2B to 3. And so you're going to get a catalyst moment. And his catalyst moment is a death. A literal death, in this case. It's unfortunate. I kind of like Thomas. Damn it. All right, well then here goes. So motivated into action, propelled forward. No, don't go off on your own. Interesting callback because now I was going through all this because I was looking for that other line, right? I was looking for that other line. There's one target. Kill it without fail. It's heading this way. Talking about the meters, and then of course the way this ends is all attack groups switch to vertical maneuvering, and then we strike at the same time from all directions. Let's teach this thing the power of the human race. So act as one. And so that's a callback right here to that scene right there. So of course there's one below is the creation of the tension for a flipped Act 3. So now we see a climax battle. This is where everything's gonna go to shit. I mean, we're definitely hitting the end here. So let's see what happens to this crew. I'm starting to like them. They're starting to give me some more information about them, some contacts. They're just make me care, and then they're gonna take that care away. Anyway, so okay, he's bit the wire. Is that what he did? What did he do here? He went for a chomp, or maybe just avoided him. Maybe to like get away from the one below them that they called out. But I don't. Oh, that was the one below. Is that he came up like a Jaws, like Jaws and Jaws. So he's like working his way around this, so he doesn't get chomped. He likely lands on the other side of like some other roof on the other side of the street. I would imagine. Yes, right here. And then no, Eren. His legs. What about his legs? Oh no, what happened to that? Did he lose his leg? What are you talking about? Oh yeah, no, his leg is missing. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. This is no time to catch your breath. Too dangerous. Shit, okay. That would yeah, that's gonna be an interesting I have a prediction. Oh, that could be the secret weapon. That could be the secret weapon. Not that he lost his leg, but you know what I'm saying. You'll know what I'm saying. You already know what I'm saying. You've already read this. But this is going to be this event right here. Oh, come on. You know what I'm talking right here. That's going to be a secret weapon event catalyst. That's going to trigger in Act 3. And turn things around. In the second half of Act 3 is usually when that will happen. In the Act 3, to get a little bit more granular now, because I have to pay attention to the signals here, because could lead to a it's very likely going to lead to a cliffhanger at this point, and I'll speculate about what I think that's going to mean for Volume 2. I sort of alluded to some stuff in the prior conclusions of these videos, but if I can, but I'll do that at the end of this, because I need to know what the pieces are before I can kind of bring all the pieces together. But there are two particular patterns, one called Final Showdown, and the other one's called Ascension. Inside Final Showdown, there's things like Minion Madness. There's like the schema inside. There's like Minion Madness we're seeing. It's more than one Titan. It's shit's hitting the fan. There's also got a reverse Minion Madness where it's like all in. It's like all of the good pieces from Act 2 is going to come into play, which is, I mean, for us is Act 2B or Chapter 3, because it's all these people kind of like acting as one and going in for the fight. Secret weapon is going to be in the next 5 pages. What the secret weapon can be, I think it's going to be something tied to the fact, I mean, he's got his leg cut off, but if he keeps moving, he keeps doing things, he keeps acting, I don't know. There's going to be something tied to that. That could be the secret weapon. Is it going to be explicit? I'm not sure. In the second half of Act 3, so in the last 5 pages of this, it's kind of like coming down to the wire here. There's that's the transformation point. It's the pattern I call Ascension. In this, there's basically like a face-off of some sort. There's an out with the old is one of the schema I call in there, and that's where the transformation of the protagonist, where their world has changed. The world has changed. That should happen in the next 5 pages. Like something, because they're not going to kill the main character unless they do. Unless Mikasa's the main character, but I doubt it. But I mean, I don't know. I don't even remember the covers of the other books. So I mean, I know I did an unboxing a year ago. But in any case, that stuff is not going to stick with me, right? But I have to imagine the protagonist is going to stick around. But I mean, he's not in good shape right now. So I have to imagine that the transformation is going to be either literal, or it's going to be like something so crazy is going to happen in this cliffhanger that it's definitely going to be the cliffhanger for Volume 2. So let's see how this fight pans out here. So kill it. They're all going in for the kill. Stab, stab, stab. They're spearing it to what? Hold it down, or to one got smashed like a mosquito. Who was that? Oh no, was that the one girl? Was that the one girl? I forget her name already, unfortunately. Go back. I don't want to disrespect you that way. The one who took the meat? Was it Sasha? Let me see if I can... She's got the collar. Oh, they won't have the same collar here. They all have the same clothing. Black hair. Hope she's okay. So she got splattered. Or, I mean, maybe she's just unconscious. She just did one of those slides. So, okay, maybe she's fine. But she might be out of the fight. Oh, what's this snap, snap, snap? What is that? That's like crack, or like them chomping on... I have to imagine that's them eating someone. I don't know who that's in the hands right there. I don't know who they grabbed. But he's definitely watching nastiness. Oh, she's coming too. Oh, no. No. Oh no. No. Oh no, that was a molar chomp. And that's oh god, that's Goya's. That's Goya's Saturn Saturn painting. Devours his son. That's a callback right there. It has to be. Oh jeez. Have to watch my comrades being eaten. Oh, and it's bearded too. That one looks more like the character from the Saturn painting. Why won't my body move? Oh my god, they're getting demolished though. Oh no, down you go. What? I mean, it's like critical mass killings here right now, and that spread right there. Ah! Down the gullet, down the throat you go. Oh, Jesus. Here he comes. Armin. What? That was Armin? Oh man, I think it was. So it gets picked up and dropped. Oh boy. Armin. Hey. Oh yeah. Okay, so the leg is still missing. I'm assuming something's gonna come of this. My secret weapon, man. Oh, flashback. Ooh, looking up to the sky. Call back to this. We're going full circle here. I talked about it a couple times now, so you know where I'm going with all this. I don't need to repeat it. We're doing a full circle repetition here. I like storytelling that does that. I always do. I always will. Going back to that vision. Eren. So here you are. What's Armin? What's up, Armin? This, my grandpa had it hidden away. It's a book about the outside world. A book about the outside world? That's illegal. You're going to get caught by the MP brigade. This is much more important than that. According to the book, the majority of this world is covered by water called the sea. And it says the sea is all salt water. Salt? Liar. I mean, salt? That would be a treasure trove. Merchants would have already exhausted the supply. No, that's the thing. The sea is so huge, it can be depleted. It can't be depleted. That's just silly. Huh. And it's not just a heap of salt. There's fire water. Oh, magma? Volcanoes? And ice ground. And fields of sand. The outside world must be 10 times bigger than inside the walls. 10 times. The outside world. Eren. Someday, I hope we get to explore the outside world. The tears, the crying. Full circle. Full circle. Why are you crying? Here it goes. Equal portions. Mirror pattern. Pseudo pattern. Always look for it. Always look for it. It's the fun part. It's the hunt, man. It's the hunt. And it's going to be a catalyst moment for him. It's going to be important. Are you standing, bro? Do you have a leg back? Because I'm sort of anticipating something here, but it needs to happen like now, or it's a cliffhanger. He's going down. He's going down the gut. He's getting swallowed whole. Down he goes. Down he goes, bro. Wait, how'd you get in the mouth? What are you talking about? What? How are you in its mouth? Wait, what? No, he's definitely in a mouth. What the hell? Oh, that's the teeth from the inside of the mouth? That's nasty. Who's this then? Oh, he's in the mouth, right? Wait. God, am my eyes just not seeing? Is that it is really late in the morning. I mean, it's late at night, I guess. But the... Oh, it's bearded. The guy was bearded. Oh, he threw him out. Jesus, he threw him out. He looks back, sees him in the mouth. Oh man, chomp mode. Think I'm gonna die here. Hey Armin, you told me about it. So I'm going to the outside world. Eren, quickly, quickly. Oh no, you're done. Oh, there goes the arm as well. Chomp, gulp. Oh man. Looking back. Oh, she doesn't even know. Continued in volume 2. So cliffhanger it is then. But I think it's vital. I think it's vital to the patterns all the same. It's just not here. It's gonna have to happen in volume 2. So let's take a look here. Yep, let's flip the page. That had to be the end right there. Because that's what's gonna bring you back, man. That's what's gonna bring you. You're gonna buy volume 2. You know what I'm saying? Okay, only TBS radio is playing. Working environment. It's the mangaka and their assistants. Everyone, Shink-san, Umi-san, sometimes Takinawa-san. Everyone who read Attack on Titan. Everyone who read? Is that a joke? Thank you very... Oh, and everyone who read Attack on Titan. Thank you very much. Ultra special bonus. What's this? Danger. This interview with Attack on Titan creator Hajime Isayama contains spoilers for future volumes and skipperoonie. Preview Attack on Titan. I don't think I want to. I'm not going to do it. Yep, we're done. So if there's something there, too bad. We'll have to see it later. Wrap up thoughts. Yeah, I mean, it had to be a cliffhanger. It was a volume, right? So we're going to have to jump into a volume 2 to find out what happens. That's from a marketing perspective. Makes all kind of sense. Of course, you're going to want these to stick so that people then make you famous, a famous mangaka. So what do I think about what I was saying, though, the ascension? I think that's still an ascension pattern. I think that just because it's a cliffhanger, it needs to move. The ascension pattern needs to move. So do I think he died? No. I think that him losing a leg and an arm, maybe it matters. Maybe it matters. Like something matters more. But I think what's going to happen, I could probably get specific. Don't spoil me in the comments below. I'm not going to read ahead here because we're going to run another poll, right, to see if people want me to continue this one or another series. But if I had to speculate, it would go back to this scene right here because of where it happened. It's super important. Oh my god, it was super important that this scene happened when it did. This was a transition point, like I called out, between the Act 2A and Act 2B. It's an exposition point, and in the Act 2 areas, you generally get the pieces that are going to be vital for your Act 3. And in this particular case, we're getting exposition about how the Titans work, right? And that they have the weakness behind the neck. You have to target this neck. We also get the a point here where I thought that's why they dropped this as subtext, and it still might be true. Don't spoil me. But this whole thing, there are individuals differences, but in most cases, heads that are blown off regenerate in 1 or 2 minutes. So are they invulnerable? No, you got to go for their neck, and they repeat again. If a Titan sustains major damage here, it doesn't regenerate, but dies. And so there's the idea of like they have super regeneration, and then of course we have our protagonist losing a leg. And so I'm putting pieces together the way that I can, the way I have to put pieces together because the signals are there. Maybe they're not as clear, but I mean that's likely some sort of formula that the father was working on to possibly make super soldier type a counter force, maybe, I don't know, to the Titans. And the only way they see that they can defend themselves, maybe they have an experimental drug that makes these super soldiers that is basically injecting people with possibly Titan DNA, Titan blood, Titan something, and then giving them the powers of the Titans, possibly regeneration. That's where I'm going with this. So he's likely going to regenerate that leg, and then they almost like double whammy you with it because he loses an arm as well. But in the losing of the arm, and this particular scene where he does the save here for Armin, is that now he's like in here without a leg and an arm. But I think what's going to happen is he's either going to cut the back of the neck of this MFR. He's going to be getting swallowed, but he's going to do a slice, but from the inside at that target point that they told us that's how you kill him. So maybe like as his dying strike or something, he's going to go for it and hit that part. And so and then maybe however these things die, because I haven't seen one die, so I don't know what happens. But he then survives it. Because they get him out or something. So the team could go in after him and then pull him out because this thing will be dead. Maybe he gets pulled out of the wound in the back of the neck, if that's what's going to happen. Or when he comes out of that, there's going to be a rebirth moment there that could very much be he comes out with an arm and a leg. He's regenerated. Why do you regenerate? Well, it's going to go back to these points. If that's the correct path, do not confirm that. Of course, I am speculating. Completely blind here based on the signals that I'm seeing. What else? I mean, she doesn't know, so she's probably gonna have guilt for leaving him behind and finding out that happened. Or maybe it turns into a scenario where she finds out. They're going to drag this on. Like, this is like no one knows. And so maybe he ends up being on some other path trajectory for Volume 2, because Volume 2 is Volume 2. Act 2A, from a perspective of 4 volumes put together, how I'm going to review this until it breaks. And it could break, and when it breaks, it's fine. I will just go back to the volumes, because these are sequential, so inevitably, it likely has to break. But Volume 2 being potentially an Act 2A, it could be that we're going to go into exploration territory where they maybe split up some of the characters and we start getting some stories told from their perspectives. Whoever's left, because I mean, that was a massacre near the end and I'm not quite sure who actually bit it. I don't know. And so maybe that's what happens. And then all of it has to come back together. And that could be literally Volume 2 and Volume 3 could be how this all comes back together, like reunites people, reunites him with Mikasa. Could be another speculation for Act 3, and then we get our Act 4, and that's too far away for me to speculate on. But what else could it be? What else could I speculate? I don't want to give too many options, because then it's like, well, you're just saying all the options that it could be, and then of course you can be right with one of them, or like part right or mostly right, or and so that won't be fun. No, I'm going to limit my speculations there based on. I mean, that's why I'm almost double reading sections here in order to I'll cut this into something reasonable for all of you, but I have to go back sometimes and just revalidate that things are going on right for me to find those things, and then I'm not remembering right away. Sometimes I'm flipping, rereading, and then I find it and I bring you back, right, and highlight it. But it gets put in there, and these signals, I don't remember the entire story. I remember the beats, because the beats is what I carry forward, and then I try to see if the callbacks happen. along the ways. And so the fact that we have Armin who survived, we have the sister who's separated, we definitely lost a bunch of people, and we have him that's possibly dead, possibly gonna crawl out of it way later on, and that's gonna be the big maybe it's a reveal at the end of like the Act 1 of Volume 2. Like, if that's in 4 chapters, which I don't even know that, right? But maybe it's in the first 25% of that volume, and then we only find out of the main characters back then. I don't know. I don't know. And I feel like the pieces were given for that slice of the back of the neck from the inside of the mouth. That's how I would have written something like that. That's because it's a cool way to kill something that's the weakness. And you can't get it from the outside. You get it from the inside. Fuck him. And the bonus move being that he grows his limbs back, or he gets cybernetic limbs. But I never saw that in the setting yet, so I can't assume that that's going to be possible because I haven't seen it. They haven't indicated that the technology is of that caliber. So I don't assume that. I have to assume the other thing, which is they give us exposition on regeneration of Titans. The father injected him with something. He's likely got to have some powers of a Titan or something like that. And we're gonna find out about how that he's going to have to come to grips with that. So that becomes the quest for Volume 2. You see how all of this just starts looping in on itself? It really just starts to weave. These things are cyclical. But the patterns you can see, it just depends on how you modularize it. But the Volume 2 is, he's going to have to come to terms with what does that mean? What does that mean? The memories that he suppresses, he can't remember, which, by the way, I did find, and I am going back here. But, like, it's just there's a lot of neat repetition with a scene like the one here in the woods, right? Where he says, I have to bring this up again, but, still dreaming when you woke up, and then he even says this line right here when I went back and tried to find the line I was looking for, but then I read this here. What was it? Now I can't remember. So the whole now I can't remember, but then it comes up in chapter 3 with now I can't like he like has that flashback with the needles. Now I can't remember anymore. So I was like, wait, how long was he injecting? Like, do you just not remember any time you've been, like, how long ago were you been taken down into that basement? I'm just calling it the basement. I don't know if that's true or not. Don't confirm it or deny it. But is that why he's crying? The crying is that he has, I don't know, but is that the connection, right? That I can't remember. Like, he's suppressing memories from whatever was going on down there. I don't know. But then they explicitly say after the mom died. So maybe not, right? But I just find that that's like that kind of repetition. I feel like it could mean something, and maybe it's hidden in plain sight, that kind of foreshadowing. That's a wrap up of Volume 1. I hope you all enjoyed it. I would love to read Volume 2 again, but I'm going to put it out into the audience with a poll with another set of manga that it can go up against, and I'll let the audience decide, and we'll move from there. And we'll keep these going that way because I think it's more fun too, just to see where the audience is at and what you're willing to kind of push forward. So then we'll move on from there. I really enjoy doing these. If you enjoy what you've heard and seen and you want to see more and you aren't subscribed, please consider doing so. And of course, like this episode, it helps people discover the channel, and of course allows me to know that you're interested in this so that I come back sooner. And of course, as always, I will catch you in the next stack of episodes. Don't forget to explore, engage, and inspire, buddy. Peace.